Heart been so cold that I don't feel it all. Scarred up inside, so I built all these walls. My head rolling back, but I'm faking the rush. Out every night and I'm lonely as fuck. I make my own rules and my own plans. I got no room for no man. That's my way. That's my way. Then I saw you in a dream, right? I wanna call you. I kind of feel that I can't name. I can't name. It's strange, but I don't need space from you. And every single thing you do, I like. I've been chased. Maybe I just knew I had to wait for you. Draw a knife and carve a little space for you. It feels nice. It's strange, but I don't need space from you. And every single thing you do, I like. Open me up, I let down my defense. I swore that I wouldn't go falling again. I could be faded with somebody new. I'd rather be sober at home, just us two. I make my own rules and my own plans. I got no room for no man. That's my way. That's my way. Then I saw you in a dream, right? I wanna call you. I kind of feel that I can't name. I can't name. It's strange, but I don't need space from you. And every single thing you do, I like. I've been chased. Maybe I just knew I had to wait for you. Draw a knife and carve a little space for you. It feels nice. I make my own rules and my own plans. I got no room for no man. That's my way. That's my way. Then I saw you in a dream, right? I wanna call you. I kinda feel that I can't name. I can't name.
All right, welcome back to the LBLCS. Guys, we got another great game for you here today. Tonight it is Cloud9 against Paste Tasters, two titans of the Economy League. We've seen a few of these guys play before, that mostly being Paste Tasters. I believe we've streamed 2 of their games, looking like night and day between those 2 games. We are waiting in the lobby, waiting for this pro draft to get on its way, so we're going to send the screen over to there. But I am Buggleberry Finn, and today I am joined by Mr. Prezi. Mr. Prezi, how you doing, my man?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me, Buggleberry.
All right, you know a little bit about both teams. You've played against both, I think. Now, close your eyes, close your ears, close your mouth, close your nose, close all of your face parts, and tell me who you think's going to win. I don't know how you're going to do it with your mouth closed, but, give me your prediction.
So we did play both teams. We played Cloud9 and Paste Tasters. Cloud9, we did go 0-2. They ran a very strong global comp with Galio Shen. That worked out very well for them. Paste Tasters, we went 1-1. I was not playing that game. We had our mid lane sub in. They had an ADC, which was very strong, the Wangster. Shout out to him. I don't know if he's playing in this game. But just going off of our scrim results, we think Cloud9 looked like the better team, but it's obviously how much scouting they did in this meantime and how they can adapt to the different teams' play styles.
Absolutely. It's all about scouting and knowing what to do. Now, Cloud9 does have the majority of the roster that made it to the Economy League finals in the playoffs last year. They only came in second place overall, but they did a great job getting there. They do have a lot of great pocket picks, and they're more easily scoutable, in my opinion, than Paste Tasters, even though there's been a few games with them on stream. Paste Tasters also have picked up what seems to be a new jungler. Either that or another new player for a new position. Keep the Dream was picked up earlier in the week, it's now their 9th player on the roster. So a little roster adaptation as well, possibly, might have been used to play against these guys. He is in the lobby with us, so it's going to be interesting to see how these drafts go. I'm not going to reveal anything too personal about either team. I have certain ideas that I will start to talk about once the draft goes in. And get this, Mr. Prezi, you and me get to be the first casters to do something new that the LBLCS is going to do tonight. So, there's that 3-minute window.
Yeah.
When like you're spectating, you have to wait 3 minutes before you can get all the way in. So, I think one of the staff members brought this idea up to me recently, and we should do call-ins for those 3 minutes. You call in. Yeah, you call in. You get go in like the community or some voice channel in the LBLCS, and you say you want to join. You type in the community chat, "Hey, I'm calling in." We pull maybe you up, maybe a random person, depending on how many people are in there, and you get to talk about what you feel about both comps.
Dude, I love that. That's a great idea.
Yeah, so we're doing call-ins
whoever
tonight.
had that idea, give them a raise.
Give them a raise.
We're too low.
We're too low budget. We can give them a pay decrease.
Yeah, that's good. I like that.
That's good. Well, it makes them feel like they're more at home with the low budget aspect of it all.
Yep.
Just so you guys know, there is some interesting. We got to remake the lobby. That is apparently what is going on right now because someone can't get in. So I'm going to do that. Mr. Prezi, this is the first Economy League game of the whole season here. So this is going to be very important to get off on the right foot for each of these teams.
Yeah, definitely very two strong contenders. Very much interested to see how these two teams face off, considering we played both of them. I don't think, just off of looking at their champions and just different rankings, that it's going to be a blowaway for either side. So the game is definitely up in the air. So definitely going to be interesting to see how well they adapt to each other.
Absolutely. And I believe we've seen some very different drafts, at least on stream recently, as I'm going to invite you to this game as well once I find your name in my giant friends list. I got so many friends.
God. All right. Humble brag. All right.
Most of them are just captains of the LBLCS teams, so they don't really like me. But I have them. Hey, Emperine. How do you want me to pronounce that? You can type that out how you want me to pronounce it, because I really don't know. I'm going to go with Emperine. If you don't like that, probably too bad at this point. It's kind of dug in.
Yeah.
I'm invested.
It's canon now. It's canon.
Another friend.
All right, you can pronounce this one Poofy. Poofy. I'm going to do Poofy.
Poofy.
It's got to be Poofy. I think it's higher pitched the more I talk about it, too. It does seem to be the same spectate link. I'm double checking it right now with my eyes. It is the same spectate link. So we are in the correct lobby here on the stream for you guys. What champion makes the best little spoon? Amumu.
I was gonna say.
I think it's got to be Amumu. Amumu, he's got to be the best little spoon. I think Braum is the best big spoon.
Yeah, it's like a big cuddly bear.
Gragas
well,
would
he's
not,
a bear.
All right, hang on. No. Gragas would not be the best little spoon. All right, we're getting a draft. So hopefully they're not drafting based off our spoons. We do see the Akali banned away immediately. That's a must-do against Hyde and Shroud. It's in the name. He loves to play it. Zillion, the return ban here. So we know that's a great pickup in the Mordekaiser. So they're going to get some solo lane dominance here on Cloud9. They're going to ban away some solo laners. Rumble's a fantastic ban. Someone you don't know is absolutely terrifying on the champion. And they're also going to ban away the Shen. So a little bit of the globalness that we could see out of Cloud9 today, as Ornn is currently being hovered for their top laner.
Yeah, the Zillion ban is a very good ban. That was one of the picks when we were playing against him that was a game without the global comp, that he just enabled the team to live and do so much damage. So definitely a good ban. They definitely did their scouting.
Yeah, definitely. They did really good job scouting. And honestly, I think these are great bans against the Pace Tasters as well, as they're going to pick up Varus for their first pick and are talking as a team, I'm assuming. So when you're in Pro Draft, you're either talking as a team or you're trying to get Pro Draft to work. You're not really ever sure. And there's the best little spoon. I'm assuming it's going to get locked in, and I'm expecting the Galio to follow, and there it is. It's being hovered, and it is going to be locked in. If you're not aware of this Wombo combo, this is a massive Wombo combo. The Amumu ult is long enough for Galio. Once Amumu goes in, so it hits the Q, and if you think that they're going to ult, you immediately ult on top of the Amumu. The Amumu ult will hold them all in place long enough for Galio to get there. So the CC is super long, and it's also from far away that you can enact it. But Pace Tasters are picking some, an Udyr locked in. I'm going to double check the chat and make sure that it's absolutely an Udyr. This is going to be the first Udyr that we'll see in Season 3 of the LBLCS. And it is, as they're going to ban away Nautilus as well.
I'm wondering if that Galio is going to be going mid lane, or if they're going to trying to have the Galio mid and get the Zyra pick for the bot for the ultimate Wombo.
So I think that it's going to be Galio mid lane. I think someone you don't know plays it more often in their support. That's not that their support doesn't play it at all. But I would definitely expect their support to be playing something more defensive. Utsi is kind of more of a Janna-esque player. Janna, Lulu, Raka, those kind of picks are really big, as we see a lot of top prio ban. They ban out the Aatrox, they ban out the Kled, giving Ornn just a safer lane and taking away their damage possibilities, because right now Pace Tasters have a bunch of damage and Cloud9 have a bunch of AP and really great teamfight CC.
All right, seeing the Syndra come through on the side of the Pace Tasters. Let's see, Cloud9. Come on, prove me right. Pick the Zyra.
They could totally pick Zyra here. I'm expecting a big ADC. I'm expecting not an attack speed ADC, but like a chunking ADC, like a Caitlyn here. There's the Zyra, so you nailed that one right on its head. Could also be Ashe. You could have that introduction with the Wombo, but there's a lot of pick potential if you pick somebody like Ashe. You're not safe against Syndra. You might have to go Ezreal here.
I was thinking the Ezreal pick. This is probably going to be the pickup.
It could be Ezreal for sure. That's also a good amount of AD damage. It is going to be the Ashe, though, to match for that extreme amount of, like, they all have triggers. Every single person on Cloud9 can start a team fight, but every single person on Pace Tasters can end one. So it's going to be very, very interesting to see how these comps are going to play out as we're starting to get into the game here. Once they load right into pick and ban, we will be able to have that on screen for you guys. We're just waiting for them to start. And here we go. Going right on into it. And I noticed that I don't have any sounds. So we're going
You don't have any sounds?
No, everyone's going to look at my sounds right now. I'm not sure why. That's why. There it is. Now you have sounds, everybody.
On the fans.
Incredible. If
Cool
anybody
stuff.
doesn't know what Swiftly is referring to, that is a phenomenal copy pasta from Season 2. Bigfoot says he hates sound. Well, that's because sound can give your location away, Bigfoot, and we all know you're trying to hide out there in the desert, the Gobi Desert. We all know where you are.
No. He just moved.
Guys, I'm ready to do call-ins right now here live on stream. If anyone else is ready, feel free to jump right on into community. We actually have someone already. Slutty Stepsister is their name. They play on the team Canadian KFC, and I'm pulling them right on in. So our first call-in here at the LBLCS. How you doing today?
I'm great. How are you doing?
I'm also doing great. How do you feel about both of these compositions here?
These comps, I mean, to really get a good judge of the comps, we're going to have to wait to see what skins they use, because that makes a huge difference in how they play.
Absolutely. What skins would you like to see? I know what I'd like to see.
I'd say Thunderlord Ornn would be a good one to see.
The only Ornn skin.
I like Emumu, but
I want Surprise Party.
Birdio.
I want Surprise Party Mumu because it's Clown 9, so I want it to be like Goofy, you know?
Oh, that's good.
That would be great.
I just feel like
synergy.
Emumu is so relatable.
I
but
would expect-
Yeah, I think that fits it better.
Surprise Party. I want to see that. What's that chicken skin for Galio? Where it's like a rooster.
Birdio.
Birdio, yeah.
Birdio, that's a good one. But if we're ignoring the skins for some reason, I don't know why we do that, but I'd say if it really comes down to execution, because I think you can really spank a team with Red Side's comp, because they can just skirmish so well compared to Blue Side comp.
Absolutely.
And I think if you're going to just straight up 5v5 them and just ARAM it, Blue Side wins every time. But if they're actually going to split push and like try
Yeah,
other
I
strats
think-
other than running it down mid,
I think that's a good analysis. And another good thing to notice before we dive more into your analysis is that the Paste Tasters actually banned out the word paste, which was ingenious.
oh my god.
Really
They did.
flexing on them. I do agree, though. I think if you're talking, 2v3s or 3v2s, I think advantage is always going to go to the Paste Tasters. I think this Udyr not getting counter jungled, or if he's able to counter jungle, I think that's really the only thing to watch early game is can Wukong solo Ornn and is Udyr counter jungling? What's going on with that? How much pressure are they providing for their team? Because if this side of Cloud9 go behind early and then the split push is started by Pace Tasters or start to run into the side lanes, do the 1-3-1, I definitely think you're right. On the other note, too, though, you do have somebody like Galio, somebody who can show up and match at least one split pusher. So they do have the Wombo without having to be there, which is really nice. I think you're right, though. It is going to matter on skins, mostly.
Yeah, skins is always the biggest factor in winning.
Bigfoot is... Oh, yeah, go ahead.
I got a quick question for Celebrity Stepsister. You
Yeah.
are obviously on the Canadian KFC. I'm on the
Yes.
Happy Canadians. We are
Yes.
we are sister teams already with Frank's Little Beauties, so that's ruled out. Would you be okay with being stepsister team?
Yes, I'd actually love that. I think that fits
Alright.
very perfectly, stepbrother.
What are you doing, stepbrother?
All right, this is what Bigfoot had said. He said, I want to see Thunderlord, Ornn, Emumu, Infernal Galio, Project Ash, and Coven Zyra.
I think
That's only
I
one
like
team.
Infernal Galio, but I think Birdio has to be the best Galio skin.
I think it's the most ridiculous, right?
Yeah,
And
it's so
got
funny.
Clown 9. On the side of the page.
Have you seen the chicken pizza ward?
No, I haven't.
You
I'm gonna go
haven't seen
buy it
that?
though. What?
The chicken pizza ward is so good. It's literally like a chicken with a
All right,
pizza.
that's
on
actually
it.
something I'm going to pay attention to this game. This is a great call-in because I'm going to start paying
Yeah.
attention to who's running what wards and if there's any ward synergy.
Oh yes.
I recommend. All right, here's how you gigabrain watch this stream. If you're in the economy league, watch closely to what skin each ward is on each player, and then when you're playing against them, when you're sweeping, call out what ward it is so you know who was where at what time. You're gonna be so smart, it's gonna blow your mind. That's what's gonna
Seems
happen.
like a lot of energy to put in.
Nope, it's just the right amount for the low budget LCS guys. If you're ready for more call-ins, for more absolutely insane things, hit the follow button. Don't hit the follow button. Hit the unfollow button if you're sick and tired of being so smart with us. That's okay too. Guys, we are about to hop in just 1 minute and about 17 seconds here. I'm pretty pumped. Z to the
I'm
Lee
so
says
pumped
writing
for
it all
this.
down.
I think whichever team has 4 skins and like one person without a skin, I think they just immediately win the game.
Yeah,
I
4
don't-
skin's always stronger than
Yeah,
5
team
skin.
work
That's a
game.
known fact.
It's all about balance, you know.
It is.
A
It is.
harmonious team comp.
I think. All right. Here's what I am gonna say though. I think if the soul is mountain, and it starts going on the side of, Cloud9, I think this game could really get a little dicey for the side of Pace Tasters here. That's of course a rare condition that could happen, but it could happen.
Yes. I think on the reverse side though, I think they don't deal enough damage to actually deal with the Mountain Drake on red side also.
I agree. I
They
also
lack
think
a
Cloud
large
Drake would be
amount
great
of
for them.
Mhm. Oh, without a doubt. Just Ash Arrow spam.
Yeah.
They
being
should
able to
just not
snipe
go
is
for
great.
drags until it shows which one is the soul.
And then just get all 4 of whatever it is. All
Yeah.
right, Slutty
There you go.
Stepsister. I'm
Good
glad
plan.
that now we know we're your stepbrothers, sisters. Thanks so much for the call in. I hope you have a great night. I hope you stay tuned and continue to watch the stream as well, my guy.
I will. Thank you for bringing me in.
Absolutely. Guys, we are hopping into this one. It is going to be a heated battle with at least some people dying. I'm going to say at least somebody dies this game on screen.
It's a bold prediction there. I'm gonna say at least 2 people dying because you know what? It takes 2 to tango.
It takes 2 to tango, and if you're playing at home, make sure you get another one for yourself, guys. This is going to be a heck of a match because it's both of their first match. It's the first match entirely of the Economy League in Season 3. A lot of the games happening Saturday night. I think one is actually happening tomorrow as well. We had the schedule up on the stream earlier. Ooh, Dragon Oracle Udyr. That's taking it for me. And it is Surprise
say-
Party Amumu. Oh, yes.
Yeah. Got Team 4 skin against Team 3 skin.
Look at this. Dragon Sorceress Zyra against Dragon Oracle Udyr. Uh-oh. Zyra, I'd start running.
They're playing both sides, so they always
Come out on top.
All right,
Yeah,
so it's going off the draft. Who do you think is going to come out ahead? Now that we've seen the full draft.
so I think these drafts are actually pretty even.
Mhm.
I think that depending on how the game goes and who can play more to their style. So if Cloud9 constantly shows up at the same time in the same place and boom, gets on 3 people, kills them, gets the objective, doesn't fight anymore, I think they're going to win. I think on the other side, if Pace Tasters can keep it as chaotic as possible, make sure there's constant skirmishes, make sure people can't always get there into fights, try to burst people when you catch them, let Syndra explode Ashe before Galio is able to ult, before Amumu is able to stun Syndra, then you're going to run into a situation where, okay, now there's enough damage on the side of Pace Tasters that they can actually shred through these team fights, and they're not getting caught out too much. Nami has really good peel, maybe can keep Amumu off, maybe can keep Ornn off, because if these CC lands, the damage will come through from Zyra and from Ashe, and it will be enough. They don't really have anybody super tanky on the side of Pace Tasters.
Yep, Pace Tasters definitely drafting into a heavy 80 comp. So against tanks, you're right. If Mountain Dragons come through and these tanks can get some armor, some Thornmail, that's gonna be really tough to cut through them.
Yeah, and on the side of, I think a lot of this game is going to be about the neutral objectives and how the team is fighting. Like, if Udyr and Wukong can constantly split top and Ornn is showing up at the dragon fights and they're trading a tower for the first dragon, a second tower for the next one, then I think you could definitely see things be going better as we have a pause immediately in the beginning of the game. And I'm just going to do a couple of quality of life things on the stream. There we go. People just having a little bit of lag. It's okay to pause if you have lag, remember. It's not okay to constantly pause or to do it in team fights, though. First dragon, Ocean.
Ooh. I always love me a first Ocean Dragon. Definitely the best dragon, I think, first off.
Yeah, I really, really like it in the beginning. It's probably Probably the best for either team to get first. I think you actually will see a pretty explosive fight around it. Although teams won't be 6 yet, so I'm actually giving the edge to the side of Pace Tasters to take that one. Of course, we're going to see if there's any level 1 plays. We see everybody pinging. It looks like it's going to be a standard 5 as Varus forgot items. Fierte already backing. It's a brutal. I've done it. A lot of us have done it. It's brutal when you do it on stream. But he is backing. He's going to get his stuff, and he's going to come to lane. Better to notice it now than when he gets to lane, for sure.
You're not wrong. But just looking like some standard starts here. Nothing too flashy early on.
Yeah, everyone's just pretty traditional opening. No one wants to invade. Remember, this is game 1 of their first series. They're not trying to invade. They're trying to stay cool, stay calm and collected, and ward up. Get that vision around the jungler so they can make some plays. Udyr is doing the smart thing, too. Udyr is hovering in the mid lane, so they don't know where he's going to start necessarily. So if they do push up, they'll see him there, and they won't know.
True. Some big brain plays.
Looks like he is leaning towards his red side, though. Maybe even a blue steal, as they do ping him out on the ward. Amumu is on his... Amumu's going to do a very interesting start. And I'm not sure where the directed camera is going to take us right now. He's going to take us over to the red. So Amumu starts his Raptors to proc all of his healing for a few seconds, and then starts the red buff, and then goes back. And he like basically bounces the Raptors so that he doesn't take any damage from them, but he does enough from his talisman to continue heal, so he doesn't have to use pots early.
It's a very big brain play. So, and obviously, Cloud9 knowing you're starting the red side because of how early the Pace Chasers were to bottom lane. So it'll be interesting to see if there's any counter juggling. Udyr is picking out the blue buff.
Yeah, it looks like he does want to go there, and he does not have a level advantage, but he does have the red buff, and probably the priority, although it looks like Galio knows that he is going over there. It looks like they're already going over there to check. They're expecting this to be happening, and Galio's going to find it out right about now. Wonder if we're going to flash over there, or not yet. Can't be too exciting. A little more exciting in the bot lane. Galio is fighting and is taunted, hide and shroud, and is almost finished to keep the dream on the Udyr. Has stolen the blue buff, which is massive for Udyr and really rough for Amumu right here, as I think they're going to try to turn on somebody. Can he get the taunt off in tower range? The flash is burned on someone you don't know, as he almost goes down to that tiger stance and red buff burn.
Very good invade, very good communication, having the Syndra come over to help. I don't understand why Galio was going up that way if he wasn't even just trying to check.
They didn't have as good vision. He was actually trying to ward out to see if he was invading, but he had already gotten all the way in. Udyr has actually really, really fast clear times. And with the attack speed that he gets passively, he was able to really shred his jungle and get over there quickly.
Okay. And Amumu is responding with a blue buff steal, so not going to be too big of a detriment to him.
Nope. I would expect him to take Gromp 2 over there on that side if he's able, as Udyr is going to show mid again. Nope. Some of you don't know, did burn teleport to get back to lane quickly, so he has to play much more passively now. But he did buy boots because he is aware that Udyr probably will be coming in on him. The one thing that means, if you're a Galio player mid and you burn your flash early, you basically can't use taunt aggressively ever. It has to be saved entirely for the Udyr flashing in on you, so that you can walk out. And the ankle collector and I'm a whale just slapping away at each other. You know top lane. Oh, but here comes a nice roam from the side of Cloud9. They are going to be able to catch a little bit of Udyr here, and they do wrap him up and finish him. He had flash. He opted not to use it. It could be a mistake, as now they're getting some pretty good prio vision around this dragon.
Very, very strange holding on to his flash.
Oh, tight. Very close up in the top lane as well. A lot of damage coming out. He knows that he was just dead. Now he's going to start using aggressively, try to trade a lot of damage onto Syndra. You basically want to trade damage every time your little passive shield comes up on Galio, especially if the other laner is an AP player.
So it is interesting that this Galio is not taking the secondary Minion Dematerializer. From what I've seen, it's the most meta pick where you can just use Minion Dematerializer on all 3 casters, and then Acute just one-shots them. So he's opting for a little bit more damage as opposed to having more lane priority.
Yeah, he's gone the Aftershock, I think. I'm not actually sure what he's gone second. I'm not sure if I can check that.
You can. There's a little tab next to the movement speed.
You want to tell me what it is?
What do you mean second?
What secondary runes did he take?
Oh, blue.
he
There's
took
not
Sorcery?
Transcendence and Beast Book.
Oh, okay. That's very interesting. I would actually expect him to go Domination and gone into a faster cooldown for his ultimate, so he could show up more for the Wombo combo, but he's actually he's opted for just a safer laning phase in general. About 1,000 gold lead here for the side of Cloud9 as the game starts to lull out a little bit, but we are going to see a big fight, I'm assuming, around this dragon here and a play to match it, probably here in the bot lane, although Udyr is top lane right now, and that's under tower. The bubble does connect. It's a lot of damage onto Utsi. A good flash before he took the second tower shot, and Ornn might be getting caught out. He is a level up, but he's very much overextended and just uses E. He's going to have to flash away early on, and he does. He uses his ultimate. He's going to try to steer clear of them as much as he can. That's a good hit, but I think he got too close as Udyr uses his flash to secure the kill. But Amumu knows that Udyr just showed top. You already see Amumu rotating to the dragon here, possibly coming around for a play underneath the tower. If they are able to hit 6 here. Nope, he's just going out to clear the bot side jungle of the Udyr. Deny as much minions as he can. Zyra's backing in lane, gets stopped by the minions. He's going to sacrifice a lot of knowledge and not quite similar back times here. Amumu's still lurking around that dragon.
I think they're trying to time it out, so Syndra just back. I think they're hoping that Varus and Nami would back as well, because they have very strong first buys and they can crush down the dragon, but it's not looking like their backs are going to coincide.
Most of the team is backing together. I think bot lane is trying to shove this wave because it wasn't animating wave under tower. And they're not going to do it quite fast enough for it to be useful here. They really wanted to push that as soon as they knew Zyra was backing. They basically wanted to use all of their spells, and someone you don't know is using all of his spells here on Hide and Shroud, and they're going to start backing up. They're going to scout out, trying to find Udyr. They do see him walk on a ward. Yeah, they shoved the wave into tower. Now they've backed. As we see the cut glasses coming out for Wukong and for Varus, so they are going to be able to shred teams in this.
It's a very, very ideal build. You don't want to be going lethality against this team. You just gotta hope that the Udyr and the Wukong can cause enough chaos so that you will be able to just shred through the tanks in the midst of the fight.
Yeah, you want to be able to providing that mixed damage too would be very, very useful on hit, as Udyr has started it up, and it looks like there is going to be a big fight here around the dragon. You see everybody's starting to converge. Amumu is in his top side though, getting his blue buff, which can be very, very dangerous. The wards seem to have spooked off Pace Tasters in general, but if they knew where Amumu was, I don't think they'd be so scared.
And there's no teleports on either of the top laners, so they would not be able to join this fight.
No teleports on the top laners, no teleports on the mid laner. Galio does have his ultimate available though. And Udyr's actually right back on it. He's back on it. He's doing it right now. I'm assuming he is going to finish that up without any trouble. He does take those pretty easily, but Zyra could walk over. Okay, there it is. Goes to the side of the Pace Tasters. That's exactly what they need. All right, this is it. All right, ready? The next dragon is Cloud. The only 2 dragons that the element can be is Infernal and Mountain. Infernal absolutely favors the side of Pace Tasters. And Mountain absolutely really favors both. They're both really, really massive, but, I mean, if you got 3 or 4 Mountain Drakes on Cloud9, you're not killing them.
Oh, Ornn going down the top. You missed that.
Doesn't have the Mountain Drakes yet. Doesn't have it yet. He does get the boots, though. The Ninja Tabi. Gonna make him pretty big. As Utsi is looking for a lot of damage onto this Fierte. He's gonna have to use his flash to get away. The bubble and the ultimate used as Here comes Ash, and way too large was hiding the bush the entire time. This is so many ultimates, and they're at least going to get one, if not two, and he's going to go under tower. The healers might be enough. The flash has to be burned for someone you don't know, as Vierte escapes with his life, but uses both of his summoners in the process. They're going to push hard for this bot turret now.
Yeah, that's something people always forget, that the lane ganks are very undervalued in terms of if you know they're pushed up and you know they don't have wards in those bush, you don't always have to come from river. You can sit in the bush and wait for them to overextend.
Yeah, speaking of overextending, I'm a Whale. Flopping around a little too much in the mid lane might cause some problems. The Herald is going to get dropped there. They have a time to do a lot of damage to it, but it 100% will get that charge off. And now they can kill it. So that's a lot of plate gold on to Keep the Dream. He's being super proactive in these fights to make sure that, okay, something happened bot lane, 4 people showed up, I'm going to go take Rift Herald, no problem. Good on him for noticing that. Good focus onto the mid turret too. Gold is still in the lead for the side of Cloud9.
But when you add that dragon, it is probably favorite of Pace Tasters still.
If not Pace Tasters ahead, right? I think this is what we need to see from the side of Pace Tasters to win this. I think the Ankle Collector and Keep the Dream, knowing that they need to split, they need to be on the other side of the map taking things when their other 3 get collapsed on, and the other 3 need to know, okay, they're all, when one comes in like that, they're all coming in, and there's no way to stop it. We need to get out, we need to peel as much as we can, we need to drop our ults to hold, use our summoners to get back, because if we can stay alive and clear waves after they blow everything, then we will win the trade in the long run just based on objectives.
That's part of the reason I'm really hoping that Pace Tasters have a little bit more vision on the bot side, because they know they're going to be targeted, especially in this early game when this tower is still standing. They have a pink ward in the river, which is great, but they are not able to see if anyone is approaching their lane.
Gold almost even now, as we do see the Ankle Collector coming back to the top lane. This is going to be a very interesting rotation here. No towers have been taken as we're getting towards the 13th minute, but they're walking on a ward. They're going to clear it out now. I think if you're the side of Cloud9, you need to focus that bot to mid-side vision, and you got to tell Ornn, hey, buddy, you're top lane. I know it's constructed 5s, but you're still on an island.
Yep.
We're not coming up.
So we need a petition to have a top lane specific island skin. We're just add palm trees.
Yes. This is actually pretty dangerous since you're going to go right into the tower. They do get the double stun, though, and he gets the double knockup, followed by the flash, and Keep the Dream is definitely in too deep as I'm the Whale hit ultimate that way just in case it wasn't enough. So good play over there by I'm a Whale to turn what could have been a very bad situation into a very good one. He does have his teleport up, and he might opt to use it. He's actually, I think he's tanky enough to deal with this right here.
He can buy items in lane. He doesn't need it.
That's another late forward to Ankle Collector. He gets a lot more gold on him. Let's see the gold distribution here. We see that 500 gold ahead is the Ankle Collector on that Wukong. But here comes someone you don't know. Who's overall technically behind his mid laner Hide and Shroud, but has so much damage in his kit and so much tankiness. He's a great pick into it. As they're going to go back to re-engage, and way too large, just waiting patiently to hit that. And a lot of CC follows. They're able to clean it up.
All right, this next dragon is spawning now, so that puts Cloud9 in a really good position to start moving towards that. They have the best vision around it. Udyr will be botted, I believe. Oh no. No, he's still a sneaky boy.
Someone you don't know, standing on a ward, very low health though. And here comes Keep the Dream. He's going to come all the way in. The teleport is going to be dropped onto the ward. That is Syndra coming on in. I believe it might even be Wukong. It is Wukong instead. The ultimates all hit up and lock them down. This is what I was talking about. If you show up to the fights and try to match them, they're all already there. 5 people are going to beat 2 every time.
Cloud9 is one of the best teams we face in the Economy League that has the best global presence. Obviously, they are playing the Galio more, but they know when to join the fights and where and how to play it. bait the enemy team into choosing fights that are actually lopsided. So very good plan from Cloud9.
Yeah, and they're able to grab that Cloud Drake, which, as we talked about, is so important for their composition, which is really an ultimate-based team fighting composition. They want to clear waves in the other sides of the map, all show up together and fight. Infernal Drake is going to be super important that Cloud9 doesn't give those away. Because if Udyr, Wukong, and Varus all going attack speed builds, as we see, it looks like the Wit's End is going to be purchased very soon on the side of Udyr. Either that or he's going Merc Treads with a Blade of the Ruined King. He's going to start really shredding them, and if they don't have, or if they do get the Infernal Drakes, if they take mid tower right now, they're really even doing that much more damage.
Pace Tasters can expect that in an 5v5 team fight, at least one person will be completely rendered useless just by the mass amount of crowd control on Cloud9. They do need that Fire Drake to be able to continue to dish out damage 4v5 while one being focused down.
Yeah, I think there's a clock on both teams in different ways. I think the clocks are... Oh, here comes. They're going to go all in. They do have people showing up to this fight, and they are going to be able to get the CC and the taunt. This is going to keep the Dream dropping over to I'm a Whale. So, one thing to notice is there's a clock, even though that we'd have to check. There's a clock on Cloud9 to finish the game before Varus, Udyr, and Wukong can split too much or can really come online and start to shred them. That being said, that clock gets extended longer and longer the more dragons, the more neutral objectives that Cloud9 take. So if they're able to really force them back into their base here and take a few more objectives, maybe get this Herald, get the first Infernal Dragon, then it can be a totally different story.
If no towers taking it by Cloud9, their solo lanes are not, the best for slow dragon this game. Galio's getting a lot of damage down in the center mid lane.
Yeah, it's really easy to trade, especially with how he's itemized here. He's got a little bit of tankiness from that Proto Belt, and he has the extra in, so he doesn't have to burn the E for his first engagement. He can save it to go out, or he can use it to clear wave with his Q. And then he has a free lane of minions to start fighting Syndra in.
Pace Chasers will be taking this risk.
Yeah, the third neutral objective to go over to the Pace Tasters is the second Rift Herald. They're going to drop it again in the mid lane, probably crack that open, or they're going to go for the kill top to give themselves a little prio right now in other lanes, since they know Ornn won't be able to show up. They're in a lot of vision up in the top side. Ornn is still a little bit pushed up. He is full health, but he's going to get spooked out as Galio is roaming in between mid and top, looking for some stuff. I think Way Too Large can kill Hide and Shroud by himself. He's just going to drop the ultimate and save it so he connects all of his CC. And Hide and Shroud is killed in the mid lane. That's going to relieve a lot of pressure, make sure Galio knows that he can go all the way up top and help out and try to hold here, as they are going to try to desperately kill this Rift Herald before it gets a charge off, but I guarantee you it's too late as he already is charging up. They might be able to kill it before it takes tower, though.
23 health.
Oh, my. That's so brutal. That's so brutal.
Seeing a pause coming through.
We are seeing a pause coming through. I'm expecting this to be lag related. Mr. Prezi actually, I think, can see their chat. Might have their chat selected to be on and can let me know what's going on with that.
The Ankle Collector says General Kenobi. Does that help?
No. Who did the pause?
That's all we got. That's all we got.
Who did the pause?
The Ankle Collector.
And then he said General Kenobi?
Well, Galio said hi there, and then he said General Kenobi.
Okay, so that kind of
which is
makes
the
sense.
only response to hi.
Right,
Well,
right.
hello.
Yeah. Okay, so we don't know what the pause is for yet. We will know shortly. The gold lead is 2.3K on the side of Cloud9, who have a Cloud Drake.
To Clown Drake.
The Clown Drake makes them even sillier. Looks like it was on pause. Must have just been a lag issue with somebody.
Yeah, they didn't say in chat what the pause issue was.
This is not a crazy lead. for Cloud9. It is absolutely where they need to be if they want to be in a position to close out this game. I think it's actually where they 100% need to be if they want to close out this game, because if the tides are turned right now and Pace Chasers have this kind of lead, it gets more worrying and more worrying, although we are about to hit the real power spike for Cloud9, and that's like this 1.5, 2 items in for a lot of their players. This is when they're going to come online, because this is when team fights really start to happen. Lanes start to disappear when towers are taken. We're going to see more taken soon. I mean, top lane's only 23 away. Hopefully Cloud9 can burn down a tower before this dragon fight comes up. We do see them backing at a pretty reasonable time, 25, 30 seconds before, to itemize.
Say Pace Chasers is not backing to itemize. They're trying to shove up the lane, but this Varus is not backed. He's almost out of mana. They're trying to get some vision down on the dragon, which is good.
Yeah, he's trying to shove bot lane in, but he's going to put himself in a very disadvantageous? I don't know what the word is. Sword. Not a great spot.
Goopy. It's goopy.
Goopy. A goopy little spot here, because he does want to back, and he is going to channel his back right now. So he probably will be back in time to fight, but if Cloud9 can find a way to pull the trigger on somebody, he absolutely won't be. They actually are starting it on a ward. They don't even care. They're saying, hey, we're all here. All 5 of us are stronger than what you guys have, and they're going to have to just give up the first Infernal Dragon of the game. Guys, it is so important to talk as a team when these dragons are coming up a minute before, 30 seconds before. If you need to buy, go buy. Don't leave your team in a disadvantaged spot. But really good on Pace Chasers for noticing that, saying, okay, we can't take it, all 5 of them here. Let's take top tower instead. So they at least trade objectives.
Yeah, definitely need to work on the communication for Pace Chasers, especially if this first game doesn't go into, doesn't go in their favor. This is a 2-game series, so they do have to adapt to be able to communicate with, hey, what worked, what didn't, how can we improve.
And Sylphie is just getting caught out, unfortunately. Base checking a little bit too deep as Fierche is going to get ulted by this Ashe, and it is going to be another ult by the Amumu to finish it up. The score goes to 10-2, and the momentum is all on the side of Cloud9, as I think they're going to try to take another tower here in the bot lane, because Galio and Ornn, I think, can actually hold mid themselves here. Top is not pushed in deep enough to worry about it. 2 are backing now on the side of Pace Chasers, trying to stop Hiding Shroud's back.
If you're the Pace Chasers, now's time to stem the bleeding. You want to farm as much as
and here comes Galio. He's going all in. The knockup does happen, but a great knockback from the side of Hiding Shroud to protect, keep the Dream. Keeping the Dream alive. I like that we get to say that this game.
Keep the Dream.
Keep the Dream alive. Keep the Dream alive.
I like to say, takes a good take.
I want way too large to get way too large too, so I can say that one.
I think he needs to play Cho'Gath jungle next game.
Yeah, or just buy with like a Lulu and he gets the type.
Yeah, with a Lulu. Yep.
Yeah. That'd be so nice. Another turret knockdown here, so the turrets go to 3-2, and they're really starting to open up the game, and this is when they're going to be super strong. This 18 minutes to 25, 26 minutes, this is when they're going to be super strong. I expect them to dominate one more team fight, and if they can't, and Pace Chasers start to turn it around, then that timer gets even shorter for Cloud9. They really have to make sure they keep executing and talk about their ult timers.
Yeah, if we look at the vision down, Cloud9 has amazing vision control on the bottom side of the jungle. They really know that they're fighting for objectives to try and make this game close out as quick as they can. They want to get the dragons. Next dragon is another Infernal Drake, which will just help snowball them even further.
Both teams looking for the first win. The Economy League in the LBLCS Season 3, as someone you don't know, and the Angle Collector, respective captains for each team, go tit for tat and slap away. And the Angle Collector has a great ultimate. He is going to flash to follow, and the Q is going to kill, and Ornn's teleport is going to be too late as he goes into actually a 1v2, but he is actually really, really tanky. It's going to be hard to kill him. They do have the shredding power. They do have the Blaze of the Rune King almost completed. They're able to stun him before the ultimate comes through. A great pickup for Pace Chasers. They're going to keep the Dream alive and actually give a kill over to him.
Cloud9 is doing the right thing, though. They're pushing top lane, getting even more objective control. Pace Chasers is pushing the mid lane, though. I don't know if that's a good trade for them.
It's a great trade for Pace Chasers. Definitely not a good trade, I agree, for the side of Cloud9 over in the top lane because they're going to lose this bot tower too, I think, as Pace Chasers start to use what their comp is good at. And hey, you're over there. We don't want to be near you. We're not going to fight you. You know what we can do? Take everything else in the game faster. And
Yeah, that was a very good response from Pace Tasters. They knew that they had the opening to just push as much as they can. They almost equalized this goal lead.
Yeah, and honestly, I would actually say that if they can continue this pressure, the Pace Chasers just sped that timer up for the side of Cloud9. Cloud9 was trying to extend it. If they get the next dragon, they can continue to extend it. If they get the dragon after that, they might be able to close out the game very quickly. But you're at a point where if Pace Chasers understand, okay, we can't group, we shouldn't group, a great 3-man stun, almost actually bursting Uzi there. If they know, hey, we cannot match their 5v5, and I don't think they honestly can right now. They still can't do it. They don't have the items yet. They don't have the ability. Wukong's getting a little bit tankier. He is finishing that Triforce soon. He already has the Hex Drinker. He's completed the Blade of the Ruined King. So his split push and Udyr's split push are absolutely massive. As the ultimate is going to get dropped onto Hide and Shroud, and they are going to look up for another kill. But the ultimate also follows. So much damage is falling onto Fierte, and they are able to pick up the Ashe on the other side. Way too large, and Zyra are fighting off this giant Udyr. They do pick up the kill, and right now it's just a 1-for-2. They are able to get Fierte and keep the dream, and I'm a whale trying to swim away from this entire fight as someone you don't know is tricked from his own shield. It only blocks ability power damage. It will not block anything Wukong does over there.
Now if you're Cloud9, you know the Udyr is down. You just go for the dragon here, right?
I think you have to put at least pressure on it as they're going to ult Amumu, try to get him in a position where he has to back, and the Ankle Collector is going to start slapping away at the wards, get good vision control for it. They are going to show up and around it in case they try to do it. I think way too large. Ooh, he does not see that. He does not see that ward.
So yeah, that's all it takes. One good ward that's missed gives you all the information you need.
They know they're backing and resetting. They know they can straight rush it. However, they missed a ward in the Dragon Pit, so they're going to know as soon as they start it. And they're starting it right now. Wukong is already on it. He is slapping away at it as we already see Zyra and Ashe coming a little bit closer, trying to do as much damage as they can. They're not going to be able to pick it up. A nice smite from the Ankle Collector, from Keep the Dream is going to secure it, so that clock gets a little bit shorter. The gold gets a little bit closer. We got a game on our hands. Don't let that scoreline fool you.
Amazing game. Great opening day game.
Yeah, Economy League, this is what it's about. Playing what you're comfortable on, playing really, really well communicated. I think both teams have figured out their winning positions right now. And it looks like they're going to clear it out. They're going to try to force a 5v5 fight over here at Dragon since they have no prio in the bot lane. What you do now on the side of Cloud9 is you say, okay, when you don't have prio, we're going to force fights or we're going to take the objective that you want. And right now they can force a massive fight as all the ultimates are going to come in, and I think Keep the Dream probably will die, but a nice use of the wave from Nami is going to keep him just out of arm's reach. The Ankle Collector getting a little bit too close. A lot of ultimates were dropped. They still have Amumu's ultimate, however, and Orange, which is certainly enough to carry a team fight. Syndra is pretty strong right now, though.
Yeah, Zyra getting chunked out. Pace Chasers have so much disengage and movement speed on their team. It's getting harder and harder for this Wombo team to get the picks that they need.
And this could be a pick right here, though. The ultimate has not been dropped. There it is. They are going to hit it, but it's going to be a lot of damage straight onto way too large, and I think Orange needs to have an ultimate that comes in right here. It's going to start hitting so many people. It does not connect with enough. It only hits one, though. And right now it's a 1-for-0 as the stun comes through, and the follow-up Hide and Shroud knowing exactly when to stun every single time. Been on top of it this game.
Way too large was just a little bit ahead of his team, but his team was even 1 second closer. That probably would have gone a lot differently. Just the problem with the move is Lee Syndrome. There's no takebacks. You throw your Q, you're in.
Right. It's you are all the way in. And speaking of in, the Ankle Collector has broken all the way into the base on the bot side here. As I think he's going to have to either back up or fight for his life in these minions. A lot of CC and damage coming through. They are able to take the mid-inhib tower as well. I think they get bot inhib pretty easily here. There's so much attack speed. He is going to try to finish again. He has all of his moves, and a nice flash from the Ankle Collector is going to keep him alive. Escape without his life. A ultimate that is sending me guessing. I think he was anticipating Wukong to immediately go inside here. Wukong went just right up the lane. Wukong's going to actually stay bottom. This is exactly what you should do. Oh, they are going to spot him out, though. He's going to have to start backing up now. He had enough lifesteal. I would go right back in, honestly. Let your team try to do this Baron here. They have enough health. They have the damage to burst it. They're going to back and reset because of how much gold they got, which is also smart. They have the inhib down, so maybe they can group as 5 now, create pressure elsewhere, and try to get this Baron.
All right, we are starting to see the upgraded items come through the with the Ornn, though. That's definitely going to help them survive a little bit longer than team fights.
Yeah.
They just need to get back to the communication about when to go in and who they're focusing.
I would say right now on the side of Pace Tasters, you really need a QSS on this Varus or on one of your major carries because they're going to come out with it. Actually, a Crucible might not even be bad on the side of Nami because you don't know who they're going to hit. So if she's playing protective, if you're playing a little bit more grouped, if she's around at least 2 of the carries, giving that CC cleanse to Syndra or to Varus could be really, really big and help you not get caught out in these fights the way they have been at times. That being said, I think if they continue to play split enough, it might not be an issue at all. Cloud9 having a lot of trouble matching their split presence.
Yeah, now with Pace Chasers having the bottom inhibitor down and the mid inhibitor exposed, they have much more ability to get these deep wards and to set up and pick the fights that they want to
Ankle
choose.
Collector is possibly a little bit deep. They are going to CC him up. The ultimate is used. Ashe having to flash away, and they're going to try to hit to keep the dream as they get a lot of damage onto him. And here comes the ultimate follow. That's probably going to be enough to kill him, and it is. So Udyr is down, but that ultimate whiffs from the side of way too large. But that's a lot of damage back onto it. They're going to look for a kill on Hide the Shroud. A nice flash over from someone you don't know who is going to pick up the kill. Now they're chasing onto the monkey. The Ankle Collector running for his life. A nice use of the Blade of the Ruined King, and he should be out. That's enough move speed that he has in his build. And we have super minions pushing in onto the base. We see Amumu backing, trying to deal with that immediately. There's a lot of super minions down there.
See, this is what happens. You're not communicating about where you're going. Pace Tasters all split up in the jungle and went different ways, which made it very easy for Cloud9 to pick them off one by one.
And Cloud9 stood very compact and very together and didn't expose too many directions there for them to be flanked. So good on them for knowing that they could get some picks here. They really want to get this dragon. We see them lining up for it already. We see Ashe trying to clear out more stuff at the bottom. Actually, Wukong's backing right now with no teleport available. That might make... No, he stopped his back. He's going to start running there right now. And here comes Syndra. She's going there too. We do see Amumu go over the wall. They're going to try to burst this before Udyr can get there, and he's just waiting for the smite. It is going to be secured since they didn't have smite up by the Galio. They're going to try to back out of this pit, but I don't think he's going to make it with his life. He's going to get ulted, and a nice use of Aftershock to keep himself alive a little bit longer, and a great stun. He just got to auto one more time. Oh, a great use of the stopwatch. He bubbles actually goes all the way out. That's going to be a 1-for-1. Both mid laners go down in a dramatic fight in the Dragon Pit. And here comes Pace Tasters going deep into the base. Deep into the base. A nice flash from Varus is going to keep him safe, and a nice flash onto the Udyr is going to put him in a lot of trouble as he's going to flash away. A nice juke right there. And that Nimbus cloak that he has is going to make him so speedy.
It's a great response from Pace Tasters, knowing that they can get in, get that inhibitor, and get out without losing a single life.
Yeah, good use of some cooldowns. Good. I think one thing we noticed early game that I'm going to point out, Pace Tasters early game were not flashing when danger was near them. Enough danger to kill them. Now they're doing that. Varus flashed immediately over the wall. He walked to the, once they had the inhib, he walked to the side, flashed over the wall, got as much distance as possible, started displaying top. We saw Syndra hold flashes early game when Amumu came to gank. We saw bot lane hold flashes early game. We saw Udyr hold that flash early game by his blue buff. So now they're realizing, okay, as soon as danger arrives and we've gotten what we want, flash out. No need to fight, no need to try anything fancy. The gold is dead even, but there's 2 inhibs down for Cloud9.
Yep, Pace Tasters have to be talking about how important this next dragon is. If they get three Infernal Dragons in Soul on Cloud9, it's going to be very tough to stall out.
Especially to stop the burst that they have from some of these spells. Remember, there's no true tank, and now that the fight seems to have stopped, we do have a disconnect. Keep the dream disconnecting here.
All right, so if you are each team, what's your win condition right now?
Yeah, if you're Pace Tasters, the bot inhib just came up actually, so you only have 1 inhib down. You can send Wukong down there. He has teleport up right now. Send Wukong down there, unless a fight breaks out in the next couple seconds up here. let him split, try to re-get that. And if you have that, at that point, dance around the Baron until someone shows that doesn't have global presence in the base of Cloud9. Then go for Baron or go for a fight. If Zyra and Ashe are back, or if Zyra is back, or if Ashe is back, or if Amumu, I don't think Amumu would ever be back clearing, but if he was, immediately start the fight, immediately do as much as you can. Or the other thing too is, if you can hide enough people, like Udyr stays up top over by the Baron pit, you have Varus, Nami, or Varus, Syndra, and Wukong go to the bot lane, wait for someone to show up, kill, push in, try to win the game, try to stop their backs. That's another way to go about doing this. Chaos is how you beat the team that is all organization, that is all, communication, global presence. On the side of Cloud9, though, I think you have to be a little bit more aggressive here. You have to look for something that they can't, like, look at, you know where 4 of them are right now, I think. You know where 4 of them are as we restart the game. They need to make a play on someone they can see. They want to fight like this. This is where they're strong. They need to burst somebody with some attacks from way too large or from I'm a whale. Drop the ult, and there it is. They're going to go all in, and the ultimates are going to follow. They're going to catch 2 people out. That's exactly what they needed to do. But here they go. Now Wukong is on the back lane, and Ashe did have their ability to go golden. They're going to try to trade at least 1 for those 2, but they aren't able to. It's a 3 for 0. But however, Udyr notices this. They're going to immediately ping this. We see people backing to hold the base. Baron can stop their back, so you have to be so careful about who is doing what and when. Galio is going to finish his back. Udyr's pinging out that he really wants to get that other inhib. So he's going to move over to there, and they're going to trade a Baron for an inhib, which at this point in the game I think is okay, because if you can start another fight the way they just did, you're actually able to hold the inhib. Good job.
Yeah, really good fight from Cloud9, you're right? They saw the trigger, and they pulled it.
Yeah, and that's the thing. When you have basically 4 people that can absolutely pull the trigger. Ornn can pull it, Amumu can pull it, Ashe can pull it, and Galio and Zyra are both kind of half triggers, right? Galio can pull it. It's a lot harder for him to pull it because he has to actually move his whole body to get there. It's not an elongated skill shot. And Zyra can catch with the E, but realistically, they have 4 full triggers. So, gotta pull him.
Well, like I said earlier on, this game wasn't going to be a stop on either side. And honestly, this is anyone's game. No team is clearly the
comes down to execution.
Favorite here. Yeah.
Coming down to execution, although we do see a lot more items being completed. A Hex Drinker picked up for the side of Udyr. A Death's Dance for the Ankle Collector on this Wukong is really big, keeping him alive a lot longer, letting him trade with the ultimate. And here they go. They catch someone out up in the top lane. Someone you don't know is now going to have to run for his life. He does have his flash up in a few moments, and he might be able to try to trade some damage, but he's going to get chased and run down. That is a great ultimate from Hidden Shroud, and all of a sudden, you've got a 4v5 scenario.
I like the idea of the 1-3-1. That's what you want to do. They just didn't have enough vision to realize that there's 2 people coming top that easily could have defeated that Galio.
Right, and they were doing the 2 people that had the global presence, and now all of a sudden they're out. And this is when the dragon is coming up in the next minute or so. 46 seconds, 45 seconds until it spawns. So you need to hold them top and not overcommit top so that they can straight up get all of the vision. You see they already have so much vision around the dragon.
That is true. They're backing off. They should have just kept on pushing in now. So Galio will have ult if they do just start this dragon right away. But looks like it's not going to be right on spawn.
Top lane is vulnerable, and they're gonna walk with 5 people on a ward. There's the teleport that I thought was gonna come in. Wukong is gonna teleport top, but Galio is back now, and he is probably able to hold against Wukong underneath a tower. However, Wukong can just run around and cause chaos, possibly in the mid lane, proxying that, or go to the bot lane. As they're doing what they should be doing over at Dragon. They're looking to fight, although now Pace Tasters are behind enemy lines in the enemy jungle, and Galio could show up a lot more easily as Wukong's actually the first one to get there. Galio still has his ultimate and can use it. Way too large, is looking for the entrance. We are going to see Ornn use the protection spell here. He's going to miss his ult, but they do pick up Syndra immediately to start that fight. The next person to fall should be the Wukong, and it is. Varus trying to hold this team fight together. He is unable to do it, though, as he is going to go down, and someone you don't know is able to trade 1 for 1 in the mid lane and keep the dream. He's going to start shoving in. He's looking for the inhib again, as I think they're going to go for Soul. Ornn is going to back and just hold the base. I think they're going to have to give the inhib here. One thing they might be able to do is CC him on Ornn. I don't think they're going to get back in time, though. Unable to get the knockup means that this inhib is going to be all of Udyr's. He might die. I actually don't think so. He's so fast. He's so hard to catch. So good on knowing you lost the fight on Udyr before. Oh, after that fight happened. So not before, but after it happened, Udyr knew, okay, there is no chance in heck that I'm going to take that dragon from them. They're going to get the soul. I need to get the pressure on the map that I can. And for him, that was middle inhib, and I think that was really, really smart of him.
So it's a good response. They did completely abandon Fierke. Udyr and Nami were going after the Galio on the back line and mid lane. I think if Fierke had even one person in front of him, you know, he has enough items on him. He has the Rune Hands, he has the Queen Shoes, he has the Blade of the Rune King. He could have shredded a lot more.
He can absolutely shred. I'm surprised that we haven't seen the pickup of other items I was going to talk about before. They absolutely got decimated here in the mid lane, and it looks like Cloud9 are ready to make a statement this year. They're saying game 1 should be ours. We've got the soul. We've got your players in the death boxes, and we're ready to march it down mid and try to end it. Death timers all the way up to a minute.
Yep, that's going to be game outside of Cloud9. Really good showing from both teams, though. Like, I'm very impressed with how this first game's gone.
I'm very, very impressed for the teams knowing their win conditions, playing around them, and really starting to adapt even mid-game in it. Like, Pace Tasters knew when to start flashing. They knew who to go on. They're already going on this Ashe in the back line. Keep the Dream is able to pick up one. Can he hold on to this game as Way Too Large is going to go in, and they're going to start diverting attention? No, I don't think so. It's only a few moments before the rest of his team spawns, but the Nexus is already at half-life, and he's distracting a fair amount of people.
He's going for the kill.
But game 1 goes over to Cloud9 for the first game of the Economy BLCS Season 3.
It's a great game from both players, right? They both knew their win conditions. Cloud9 just proved that they could execute it a little bit better and a little bit faster than Pace Tasters could.
Absolutely, absolutely. We are going to hop back over to our pre-game screen here as the other game has been created, I believe. This is something that commonly happens to me, though. My league crashes right after a game, whether I'm playing it or not. You know, it's just something that happens.
Our last stream, who did we set was the owner of Tencent? Who was that?
Is it Zelius?
Zelius? Yeah, just right to him.
Zelius, what the heck?
Zelius, come on.
I swear to God, it's going to crash on screen. Game. Hang on. My league is about to crash again. Ah! I have the spinning ball of death. Hey, let's talk about all the problems with League. There we go. Woo.
I don't think there's enough time.
All I had is to complain there. Actually, Galio doing the most damage, followed by that Wukong and the Syndra in the game. Those are the big carries for each team, respectively. So I think Hide and Shroud, although the scoreline doesn't represent it, played phenomenally, had really, really solid mid-game stuns for his team. He kept people off of his backline, and he actually started to make picks onto people like Utsi, onto people like Ashe. I think it was really, really well done from him in that aspect of it. We are going to get game 2 going, and I believe they're going to use Pro Draft again. So we do have a few minutes, guys. If you need to go to the bathroom, just pick up your computer, go to the bathroom, and continue to watch this because we're not going anywhere. We're staying right here, and we're going to talk to you.
Oh, we're talking now, are we?
Yeah, at least a little bit, I think, right? Well, I actually kind of like it when we don't talk. It's kind of peaceful.
All right.
Let's not talk for a minute.
Let's do a peaceful stream. This is the content that people come to us for.
This actually, should we start whispering into our microphones?
It's amazing.
Should we whisper? Is that okay?
All right. So while the next game is getting set up, I want to hear from our viewers. Have any comments about that last game? Any changes you would have made to the draft, or any good plays you want to point out? Can you just play Sounds of the Rainforest in between games? We don't have the budget for it.
Yeah,
I
the
would.
rainforest is extremely expensive.
Also, yeah, it's really big.
Can you pick another part of the world and/or universe that is less expensive?
Yeah. Like what about Bugleberry's basement? Anyone want to hear sounds of Bugleberry's basement?
I have to go into the basement for us to hear.
It's a lot of whips and chains, but
A lot of whips and chains. Almost too many. A
a
concerning
lot of
amount.
dads. A lot of dads.
A lot of like rubbing leather. You're gonna hear a lot of rubbing leather as well.
How many bugs you need all chip in? Well, waffles. We decided on the last stream that the domain lblcs.com is only $16. If we could get 16 schmeckles to buy that, that'd be huge.
Yeah, and we're not trying to bankrupt you guys. Realize 16 schmeckles is probably more than I've made in my last. What I'm gonna say how old I was on stream. My last 300 years of being alive.
People keep chopping it down. No more sounds. Come on, I'm not trying to have a sad stream here.
We can have a sad stream. Want to cry on stream with me?
Huh?
Sorry, it's not a choice. We're gonna make you cry on stream with me.
I hear Buggle likes bird comps.
That's
Is
a
this true or
disgusting
absolutely
false
true?
rumor. It's
I was gonna say, last game there was a player, Captain Robin, that you were raving the name of.
That is not how you
And
spell
then
the
I point
bird.
out-
That is not how you spell the bird. All right?
It's okay. Well,
would
You
know.
think birds are good at spelling? Probably not.
Oh, that's a really good point.
Yeah. And then yeah. So obviously, Captain is a position in the police. It's a rank, and Robin is a type of bird. So Buckleberry just said he
Captain
is
also
pro
the owner of
bird
a ship,
cop.
Pirate ship. You call captains pirates. They're crims. That's my counter. That's a good counter.
Hey, some pirates were actually hired by government. Did you know that?
All right, no, we're getting too deep. We're getting out of my territory and into yours. I can't. You want to make sounds? I'm really good at making interesting noises.
Yeah, we're still waiting for rainforest sounds. Come on, let's hear your best rainforest sounds.
You want? Okay. I'm gonna try my best rainforest sounds, but in no way do I promise anyone enjoying what comes out of their speakers for the next 2 to I'm gonna say maybe 50. How long could I do rainforest sounds for?
Say people don't watch a stream because they enjoy your sounds.
Is that what?
They watch it for the low budget content.
Okay. Here's my low budget rainforest sounds. Ready?
Yep. If you're doing something no one can hear, you're also very quiet on stream. Are you down the hall? Yep. we heard one slurp and that's it. I don't know if that was your
Listen,
sound.
that was my best. Rainforests are pretty quiet. Not a lot goes on there. I can't imagine.
I don't think that's true.
There's parties happening.
Rainforest, notoriously quiet.
Yeah, they're really, really quiet. Well, if you're loud in the rainforest, you're gonna get attacked. So we do have the pro
You just
draft
get rain
finally
away
now.
and just forest.
Don't you wait any longer, folks. And by that I mean definitely wait longer because I am putting it up right about now. All right. Whew. What a day. Another day, another dollar. Except here. Because we don't have the
Okay.
budget for that.
What a week, am I right? It's
What?
Wednesday. Ah.
Okay. Adaptations for game 2.
Mhm.
What do you want to see Pace Tasters do? What do you want to see Cloud9 do? Cloud9 did win. So,
Let me
they probably
see.
have
Let me
less
see what Cloud9
changes.
Well, I don't know. Cloud9, I do like the full. So they had a full global comp where they had incorporated Shen in. I don't think that was banned last game. I think the Ornn was up and decided that was a. too
Shen was
powerful
banned.
pick.
Shen was banned first round.
Oh, okay.
So that is why they opted for
So-
Ornn, I think.
To say essentially what happened with the bans last game is both of the comps that we played against, they basically split the bans between both comps, which kind of forced them to play like a hybrid comp.
Yeah.
which is probably why it took them a little longer. But they're obviously very good in the champions that they're playing. Cloud9, I don't know if the same bands come out, they might just want to stick the same comp. But if they start to favor one side, I know they're very strong with a double global, and they're very strong if they can get that Zillion support. That was very impactful. And someone don't know was very good on LeBlanc. He's definitely a very, very favorite LeBlanc player. So
We've seen
definitely
somebody that knows pool be really, really large, and the first thing Pace Tasters do take away is the Amumu, immediately followed by the Akali ban. Akali is a permaban, it seems, against the Pace Tasters when Hyde and Shroud is in the game. They're going to take away Amumu Galio. They don't like that combo. It is about a 4-second CC. So they're going to take away a lot of the global and just the favorites that Cloud9 like to play, as Cloud9 is going to adapt their bans and take away the Udyr as well. So keep the dream. Not able to play the same champion this game. But two big bans from Pace Tasters. I think they're going to say, hey, Cloud9, what else you got? My big fear with this, and I might be yours as well, is someone you don't know has a lot of power picks open right now. He's got the Rumble. He's got the LeBlanc. Two things we know he can play super, super well. And I'm actually expecting an early Rumble lock-in here.
Yep.
Or at least a first 3.
Yeah, I was gonna say probably not first, probably going the last, just so they can
certainly.
hopefully get a little bit better vision of whether they want to play the LeBlanc or the Rumble. He's very strong on both. I think his Rumble's a little bit stronger, but depending on which team they're playing, the LeBlanc might fit better in.
They do see the Leona, so there is a lot of lockup as they're going to pick the Jarvan this time. Nope. There's the Rumble. That's the Rumble we're talking about.
There it is.
They
All
might
right.
pick-
They got ahead.
They do have another pick here. So they did hover the Jarvan, which gives a little bit of information away. Like, hey, we want to play the thing where we lock you up and force you to stand in Rumble ult for 4 seconds. So I would immediately expect the ADC on the Pace Tasters to be adapted. Have something with a dash, have something to get out, or take away this Jarvan second round if you're able. And if you play it, maybe pick it. And if you're not used to it, then don't. But Cloud9 waiting until the last second. They're actually going to lock in the Kayn. So they're gonna go up. They're gonna go more damage, a lot more damage than last game. I mean, Rumble Kayn is already so much team fight damage that you have. Pace Tasters looking for the Sivir here on Fierte. They're going to lock Sivir, Gangplank, Leona is a really solid engage composition here. Leona alt, Gangplank alt, and Sivir alt are all massive for their own teams respectively. Gangplank can slow, Leona can stun them up into the giant AoE, and Sivir can march their team right on in. So Pace Tasters also still have the ability to split push pretty effectively and have, again, I think they really like to not play super death ball-y, as we see Cloud9 drafting very hard for the death ball. They're going to pick the Ornn into that Gangplank in the top lane. And now they have 2 more bans. I'm expecting a Syndra ban. I know it was, there it is. I know it was 1-7, but that is such a misleading scoreline for how well Syndra played. Syndra was just an easier target to get on because she's immobile. She had so many good stuns to protect her other teammates. She was very, very humble about using them to protect Varus, to protect the squishier Nami on the team. So Miss Fortune's a great ban. That's a really, really solid. We might see a Miss Fortune and an Ashe ban from the side of Pace Tasters here. So they're also going to take away Silas from the mid laner. So very mid-heavy focused because I don't think they know enough about this champ pool of their jungler here for Pace Tasters. So they're going to focus on what they do know.
We see what Pace Tasters jungle played last time we played. Pace Tasters. Taste the pace.
Taste the paste.
Let me see. Oh, okay. Oh, that's right. So when we had scrimmed earlier with them, Silver was actually playing on jungle. At least the first or second game. I think it was because we actually banned out their first. One of their junglers was just utterly banned out. So I forget who that was, but at least one of their junglers on the side of the Pace Tasters has a relatively shallow, pool of champion.
I like that they have the ability to mix it up, and it looks like the jungler they have picked up is a super, super big attack speed solo queue type of player. Now, I will say, I have played Master Yi in Constructed 5s. I will also say I won that game, but I'm going to finish it off with I don't think it's a great pick. I picked it extremely situationally in what I knew needed to be a super high pressure 1-3-1 comp, and I knew I could never join in a team fight, and I tried to never do that. However, we did see the Udyr invade pretty successfully early on last game. Zyra Varus in the bot lane here for Cloud9 is going to make that team fight even stronger for them. So they don't have the same simple lockdowns that they had before. So Master Yi is actually a pretty decent pick if he starts to team fight, and if he doesn't, hopefully he knows how to do his job and when to get out and when to get in. Those are going to be super, super important to see. The communication, the warding for him. I like it. I think there's a lot of lockdown for the side of Pace Tasters. If they want to lock down people that overextend, Lissandra and Leona can basically CC you until like 4 minion waves come crashing into yours. Like, it's going to be really boring how long you're CC'd. It's a very, very interesting composition to pick a Master Yi into. They might be just trying to facilitate him just running train on the side of Cloud9.
And as we're getting back into this fake drafting phase, if anyone wants to get on air and ask a few questions, join the community in our Discord, and we'll try and pull you up and get you some airtime.
Yeah. And we know already what the compositions are going to be. We're going to have to watch it again. So if you want to do a call-in, if you're feeling a little frazzy, a little razzy, a little ramtam badoo, which is not a real phrase, why don't you come on in to the community? And if you aren't even in the Discord, hold up. I'll stop you right there. Look, scroll down. Scroll down on your page. Or if you're on your phone, I'm not sure how it works. Still, scroll down. There's a link right there. Click it. And you joined. And someone just joined. Look at that. Hello. If you want to do a little call in here, join that community chat channel, and I can pull you on up. We are going to have to sit here together for about 3 minutes. I'm invested in these two teams, and we can talk more about them. We can also play rainforest sounds in the background. Whatever chat wants.
Let's leave it up to the chat. I will be right back.
Buggleberry Finn, a.k.a. Rainforest Whisperer, is a commentator for the LBLCS that is often ridiculed for his on-screen antics and questionable game knowledge. He is commonly known for his low silver Lux gameplay and collection of Ivern paraphernalia. Ooh. I gonna have to play some sounds for you after that one. Just, I don't know what to say. Getting rocked all over here. Guys, we are locked in, ready to roll. However, it's about 3 minutes until it all happens here. Not going to be too much here to talk about. I think that, for the most part, the teams are playing the same style they just played last game. On the side of Pace Tasters, I think two really great adaptations are Sivir and Lissandra. Because they have excellent wave clear and they have safety. Sivir has the ultimate to get her out. Sivir has the spell shield to get her out. Lissandra has the E to get her out, has an ult that she can use on herself to protect herself. So they picked great wave clear, great protection. Leona can definitely stop some dive going on, have some great CC to turn and re-engage if Gangplank, if Master Yi show up, and if they don't, it means they're split pushing the entire time. So I think this adaptation in how they're going to play their 1-3-1 is really, really nice, and I really like to see them not change their style, but actually draft and make their style of play better and stronger. Again, I think Dragons are going to be super important, and so are Rift Heralds. I would expect early on, Rift Heralds are heavily focused, again, by Pace Tasters. When you're running a 1-3-1, you really want to run and get those early towers so that you have extra pressure on the map so you can fall back and take the dragons later on. The first two don't always matter a lot if you can get the effective trades. So we will be going in very, very soon. Cloud9 is up 1-0 in the 2-game series. So we'll see what they will be able to take. It seems we have somebody in the community ready to be pulled up. I'm going to pull him on up. Dutch Krampus, captain of the Happy Canadians, is here to join us, calling on in. Dutch, welcome.
Hello.
Yeah, what do you think about these compositions here?
I just wanted to say that I think the Amu ban extremely good. There were so many fights last game that he was pulling the trigger and getting the initiation on. I
Mhm.
think it's good adaptation. Um, but I will say Orin Rumble is scary, and I don't think Master Yi was the right pick.
Don't think Master Yi was the right pick. Well, I kind of agree with you. However, we did see him really start to pop off on Udyr come late game. If he's able to farm up, if the other lanes know, hey, we're not going to get pressure. We're going to sit under tower. We're going to clear. We're going to try not to get dove too deep. Maybe he can farm up and create enough split push pressure to get them past mid game, where I think you're right. I think Orin, Rumble, and mid game are going to really start to take over.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Yi can run the game if he gets a little ahead, knows how to push sideways, side lanes, and might see him split pushing. I think both these comps are pretty solid, but all in all, I would favor Orin Rumble any day.
Favor Orn Rumble. It's a
I
lot of
just
team fight, for sure, for sure. I think we're going to see a pretty explosive game again with these two compositions. I want to ask you one question. It might be the most important question. We talked about it
Yes.
last time. What skins do you want to see in this game?
ooh I'd say out of all the skins, I want to see pretty much any Lissandra skin. I think Lissandra has some really cool ones. I think it's like Blood Moon Lissandra or something like that. I have that skin.
The red
and
ice, you like it?
Yeah, the red one. That's
The
a sick
red
skin. The red one.
I want to see the lightsaber one with Master Yi.
Oh
So
yeah,
I know
actually,
that
have
he's
that
an
skin
OG
as well.
Master Yi player. That's what I want to see here.
See,
I like
those are-
playing Yi.
those
So
are
I
pretty
can
good
play
answers.
it.
Those are pretty good answers, but the correct answer is Rumble in the jungle. He does not go to mid lane. He just fights the Kane for the farm all game.
All
Oh, that's
game
brilliant.
fighting for it. I also would like to see the pizza delivery Sivir, as we're going to hop
Yeah.
right into game and deliver you what could be possibly the greatest mediocre League of Legends cast of Game 2 in this series ever,
Of all time.
of all time.
Well,
I will say, every time I see that Sarah skin, I think it's Sneaky's cosplay. Every single time. It's like a Sneaky skin to me. It's
The Blood
that-
Moon
that
Sivir.
parallel. No, the
I know what you mean. Yes, the
pi-
pizza
pizza
delivery one.
delivery one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I just wanted to lay down one Snoop Dogg fact before I left,
Oh, absolutely.
and that is that Snoop Dogg's original name was actually Snoop Doggy Dog, but when he switched labels to his one of his original labels, he actually shortened it to Snoop Dogg. So that's the fun fact of the day, coming from a bunch of Snoop fans.
Thank you so much, Snoop Maestro over there, knowing a lot about skins and even more about estranged rappers. Thank you so much.
Absolutely, that's what I'm here for. Thanks,
Guys,
Justin, guys.
we have.
we are loading into this bad Mamba Jamba, and it's going to be pretty interesting to see how the adaptations of the draft come into the game. I know we talked about what we expect to see, but we don't always see what we expect. I really liked the Sivir pickup. I talked about that and Lissandra clearing waves a lot better for the 1-3-1 to be in formation. I will say Gangplank is taking Unsealed Spellbook.
Mhm.
So that'll be fun to see
Yeah.
what he opts for.
Then the Varus is taking Arcane Common. Is that meta?
That means he's going lethality.
That is.
Yeah, so
I mean,
normally you
against
take
me,
like
it's probably the best
something in
choice.
Electrocute. It could.
Mhm.
I highly doubt it's a misclick because he went lethal tempo last game on Ashe. And lethal tempo is the normal if you're going that Varus build that the Pace Tasters Fierte went last game. You go lethal tempo and you build that Blade of the Ruined King, the Guinsus, the Runance Hurricane. So not going that and opting clearly to change runes and not go for it means he's going to play a different style of Varus, and it means that him and Zyra are going to be super, super poke heavy and try to sit further back, which actually could come to bite them, but I think they probably have enough damage from everybody else, as again, well, no, that's not true. This time there is a true tank. Leona is absolutely a true tank, despite being support.
All right. I've always wanted to ask this in the chat. Flash on D or Flash on F? Let me hear what you say. Let's get a little poll go.
Well, in this game, we have 3 flashes on D.
Mm-hmm.
It's a 3-7.
The majority is not always right.
No, I didn't say that. I just simply pulled the current, what we had. I pulled them without them even knowing. I didn't even consent for that poll.
It just sounds like slavery.
It does not.
Yeah, it's
Well, they're part of
pretty
the
close.
LBLCS. They signed the contract in blood, and it's all over for them. Blood Moon Sivir even knows it, picking to opt the skin.
Hey,
I'm still
didn't need that
loading
much
in.
blood.
I'm still loading in. I'm not in yet. Everybody watching the stream is also technically still loading in. How you doing, by the way, Mr. Prezi?
I'm doing good. Just straight chilling.
Straight chillin'.
Faker puts F on Flash. Enough said. All right.
I think he's biased though,
Yeah.
because that's what he does. So
All right. If Faker jumped off a bridge, would you jump too? Probably.
if it made me better at League, I mean, yeah. Guys, this happens every time. Now we're gonna finally start. I want to see invades this time. If Zyra starts Yi, and if they're able to get an early pick onto Yi or this Sivir set them behind in their respective lanes, that could be really, really big. Again, we see an instant pause. I think this is really just a mental game they're playing.
So, Gangplank says our jungle's hamster died. So the hamster that's powering, a way too large's computer is dead. Oh, actually no, it's it's Keep the Dream.
Yeah, keep the dream. Keep the dream, but rest in peace to your hamster. So sorry to hear it. We actually, I think hamsters are pretty cheap. We might have the budget to buy you. Are hamsters cheap?
Yeah. I don't know.
Chat,
You can't
we're gonna Google
right.
this later. What do you think the average price of a hamster is in the United States? To be clear, I'm not going off other countries. I know we have other countries playing in this, but for this specific hamster-related question, we're talking hamster prices on average throughout the continental U.S.
Yep. Yeah, continental, not Hawaii.
Yeah,
whatever
so bonobo
team
boys
that
out
is.
there,
Yeah.
I don't know what hamsters cost in Hawaii. Don't think about that. Think about the continental U.S. Do you have
I
any
don't even know what they
Alaskan
use for
players?
money.
I think we have an Alaskan player too.
Really? Man, we're so diverse.
Wait, hold up. All right, real question though: is Alaska should technically be part of the continental U.S.? Is it?
It is not. No.
It's on the
We don't
same
consider it.
continent though.
All right. Yeah, I mean, but they have islands.
All right,
and,
I
you know.
petition and anyone who is Canadian. Actually, you're on the Happy Canadians. Can you just bring this up with your government? I want to buy a super tiny strip that goes all the way up to Alaska to make them part of the continental United States.
See, I have to go through Vancouver. I don't think they're down with that, but we can make them. We can try.
All right, yeah. You let me know what they say because I'm super into doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Guys,
press any key says $11.99.
I saw that. I was gonna bring that up. $11.99. I think it's almost $12 for a hamster. That's actually could be a really good guess. I have no idea.
It's like that could be a guess. I don't know if you Googled
I learned that
that
hamsters. This is a true fact. Hamsters can eat their young, and we'll do
Yeah.
it.
Well, I mean, anyone can eat their young.
All
We
right,
could
sure,
eat
yeah,
theirs.
yes. Anyone could eat their young, but they do it more regularly than other species. Is what I'm going to say. Which is very interesting. Which I would say should drive that price up a little bit.
I guess.
Because
yeah.
they're not popping out
probably
as many
make
as
more
you
young,
think they
though.
would. It's like, oh, you popped
I
out
mean-
16 babies, great, but you ate 12 of them. The price, dude, supply and demand. It's simple supply and demand. It's economics 101. If you eat 12 of your apples, you're going to make the other 4 go up in price because you don't have as many apples anymore.
Well, think about this way: if hamsters really are $11.99, I'm just assuming that's a full-grown, kind of meaty hamster. A Big Mac
That's a-
meal
that's
is like
a ridiculous
maybe like
assumption.
$10.
I'm gonna pause you before you finish your thought because that is ridiculous that you would think. Let's ask the chat. Excuse me, Mr. Press Any Key. Are you talking about a full-grown hamster? Now we sit here quietly and wait. It's about a
See,
25-second delay, I think, so it's gonna take a bit for.
See, but then the question is, are you what do you think is more valuable? You think a younger hamster is more expensive?
As
Or is
long
it
as you don't
full-grown
have
one?
their parent hamster, a younger hamster probably is more valuable because they'll be alive longer. Unless you're eating the hamsters, in which case, no. It wouldn't be more valuable because it'd have less meat.
I mean, I guess you're right.
I could do this all day. I don't care how long this pause takes. Okay, I could talk
Well-
about hamsters and their price across. Actually, somebody Google it for me. Can we get a staff member from the LBLCS to Google and to just message me what the price of it is? Because I am dying to know right now.
So like I was saying, if a hamster's $11.99, you know, you go to a sushi place, you get 2 sushi rolls. You know, that's more than $11.99. Why is there not hamster sushi?
I think for very obvious reasons. Hamsters go good with rice. It's not a rice food.
It's not a rice food. All right. Well,
Rice
what
is
do you eat your
practically
hamster?
bigger than the hamster. The dried up little shriveled rice that you haven't even cooked yet in water is more than the hamster is.
Hamsters can get pretty big.
All right, I'm Googling it right now. Hang on. Hamster
Are you
prices.
hamster sushi?
This is only going to be near me. Apparently it won't tell me. Hang on.
Man, if your computer is not already flagged for these searches,
Okay, I know the average price of a hamster across the continental United States. And I'm now, what does chat said? I actually had to remove chat so I could Google it. Can you tell me what
chat
said?
said $11.99.
And did he explain whether or not it was a full-grown hamster?
No, he just said easy.
Oh, very confident.
Yeah. What are we seeing? What's the verdict?
Well, I'm gonna wait for another response, see if anybody gets it right. Guys, I'll gift a sub if you get it on the nose. You have to get it perfectly. Okay?
No Googling, no honor system here. See, I'm gonna use my big brain and say $11.99 is too cheap. You know, you can't even get like any animal for $11.99.
You could
'Cause
get
especially,
mice
like, a
for
mammal.
$11.99. Hold up.
Well, okay,
You've
okay.
never been to
Any,
Vegas. You could get mice for like way cheaper than that.
you know, like societal defined, you know, pet.
We're gonna have
like
to
a
pause
common
you
pet.
right there and bring up this mouse hamster talk later because we're finally gonna be in a cat and mouse game where it looks like Pace Tasters are gonna come back and try to take game 2 away from Cloud9, who are currently undefeated because they've only played that one game that they just played.
Yeah. Technically, a majority of the LBLCS is undefeated right now. Because they haven't played.
True. You made it seem way less cool that Cloud9 won their last game, but yeah, it's true. You're not wrong. Guys, by the
do
way,
wanna point out-
I'm going to release it right now since we don't see any more chat. It is
25.
too high. Ha ha ha, you're wrong. Guys, it's about 1750.
Of your life is
Alright.
one.
That is
Alright,
the
that's pretty
average price of a hamster, which is, I will say, both cheaper than the hamster wheel itself and the hamster cage. Both of those objects cost more than the hamster. That's like telling me that my house costs more than me, which sounds totally reasonable.
Yeah, I would do that. Just want to point out big brain plays for any of the lower tier players watching. Way too large, the Kane jungle. That's very common nowadays. Is you start yellow trinket, you run down and immediately ward the bush, and then you back and get sweeper. Hopes you get some early vision, and you can go for early ganks so you have the sweeper to know if you're seen or not. So very good play. Way too large.
Yeah, and definitely starting the talisman is super necessary, especially for that raptor start there. So he's probably going to full clear that side, then go bottom, look for a level 3 gank there in the bot lane, as just normal trading going on across every lane. Everybody's going to be pretty passive until the junglers can start to show up. The one lane that you might see some explosiveness is the mid lane, where they can actually trade kind of heavily. And we see an aggressive summoner spell on the side of someone you don't know. We don't really see that anywhere else but bottom.
So the hamster is a cheap part of owning a hamster. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, it's like any hobby. It's like you get the main thing. You know, that's not the expensive part. It's all the peripherals.
Right, like League is free, but all the skins aren't. And you're getting all
Yeah.
these skins, and you realize, why have I spent $6 on League today? I haven't even played it.
You can't just have one waifu skin.
I can't just get one chroma pack. I've got to get 70.
Okay, but that actually brings up a really big point. Why is there no hamster champion in this game?
I would actually argue that the closest to a hamster probably is Rumble,
Don't
right?
say it. Don't say it.
Rumble or
I mean,
Teemo?
well, Teemo is clearly not a hamster.
He's clear, but he's the
What
closest to one.
hamsters have you seen with a horn?
I'm not saying I'm looking for hamsters. Keep the Dream, though, is getting spotted out by way too large and by someone you don't know. And although it's not Rumble in the jungle, it's where he's found in First Blood going over to the side of way too large, who does smite and get enough there. Actually gets over the wall. Hiding Shroud is now in a really dangerous spot. Might have to just flash over this wall to get away. A nice use of, oh, the flash fails. The Aftershock did proc, but there's going to be another kill over to the jungler. That's going to be a massive lead for Kayn right now. Somebody who's very hotly contested, a super good champion to have, honestly, in 5s in solo queue anywhere.
Maybe if they had a hamster on that bush, would have lured them to the game.
Oh, might be enough damage, but I think actually the heal getting dropped from Fierte should keep them alive. It was a good spell shield as well. Had that Q connected, they would have dropped. Sticking around bottom maybe a little bit too long, though, as someone you don't know is trying to just trade as much damage onto this Hiding Shroud Lissandra as they can. They know there's no sums there. So definitely not the way you want the game to start if you're this Master Yi. For Lissandra, it actually doesn't matter as much. She's going to get pushed in anyway against this Rumble. Not having Summoners is really dangerous, though, because using your spells on the wave will automatically push it regardless. It's really hard to hit just one CS with a Lissandra spell. So if you use your spells you're going to be pushing, you want to basically save all of your mana and certainly your E. Since you have no Summoners, now you have to play very safe, cautious. You see here not even really pushing this wave up and trying to bounce it while Rumble is out of lane. Just warding up, getting ready for the next invade.
So First Dragon is Infernal Drake. Do you think that is disproportionately better for one team, or they both definitely want to try and get it early?
In theory, the team that wants it more, I mean, both teams want it the same amount realistically, but the team that it helps more early is the side of Pace Tasters, because they come online so much later and they're so much more dangerous later that getting that helps it speed up that clock that I was talking about in game 1. Right, that clock is still here. If Master Yi in
Same
gameplay,
clock.
yeah, same clock. Clock didn't change.
Wow.
Because the comps didn't change, right? You still have this mid-game heavy, super team fighty composition that's fighting into this 1-3-1. Fine in the mid-game. Like, Sivir, Lissandra are okay in the mid-game, but Sivir super comes online late. At 4 items, Sivir's super hard to deal with. Gangplank at 4 items can absolutely dominate a team fight. The same with Master Yi. You get that early green Suze, you can really start to win the game by split pushing, or even in team fights if you get some kills and get to reset your Q enough. And we see that for the side of Cloud9, you're going to look to fight a little bit more in the bot lane, get a little more poke down. But the fact that Lil Wayne is going for lethality build, and I still think he is with that Summoner spell. We can see he might end up changing. He might need to. But the fact that he's going for it means they don't have that late game super hyper carry.
Yeah, definitely went really deep in the jungle, but with the Kayn, you just have so much mobility.
So they actually
to
know
get
Master
in.
Yi's backing, and they're going to start it up, I think. A good flash. They know that Lissandra doesn't have one, and the ultimate is actually going to basically miss because Lissandra's able to go over the other side of the wall. A good use of the Lissandra E is Kayn is soloing the dragon right now, and bot lane does have Cryo. He's just going to walk over there and make sure they secure it.
Has slain the dragon.
Good early dragon on the side of Cloud9. Definitely going to help them accelerate getting some of that damage out. But you're right, definitely the main fight is going to be these later games, and both these teams have 2, 3, 4 items.
So what you need to do right now if you're Pace Tasters is you need to clear your blue buff if you need it. If you don't need it, you probably do. He's on level 5. He's want to hit level 6 soon. This Rift Herald is up in 30 seconds. Do your Romp, do your Wolves if you have time. Go right to it. Make sure Gangplank pushes all the way in here and has advantage. He has Ignite on Gangplank. He actually switched to it. And I'm a Whale is out of mana. So I'm a Whale might have to back and then teleport top. During those animations, you want to start this Rift Herald with Master Yi. you know Lissandra can't help in any way. So it's up to top and jungle to provide the pressure to do that. Kayn is backing right now. He's likely going to go to his red buff. All right, prediction. If Master Yi goes for Rift Herald, Kayn goes over to his red buff, gets his red buff, and then wards over, sees they're doing it, Rumble collapses, and it goes all downhill for Cloud9. Or for Pace Tasters, rather. That's my massive brain prediction.
Big brains, big brains.
It's 100 brains right there. Master Yi is not opting for it, so my massive brain prediction is stopped at number one thing that could happen. It's what he needs to go for, though. Honestly, if you're playing this 1-3-1 comp and you don't get the Rift Heralds, you're putting yourself so far behind. He's going to opt to just continue to farm, which isn't bad because he does have pretty decent farm, especially for going down early on by his red buff.
He is starting the Rift.
Yeah, Kayn is going to start the Rift. I expected Kayn to go over the wall and start the Rift because it was so close to his red buff. It's good with these timers. But I was expecting Master Yi already be there and then die to him. So good on Master Yi for not doing the thing I thought he would do. Would have put him further behind. But not getting ripped is going to put his team pretty far behind.
I would like to point out the Chad pink ward on the side of Cloud9, deep in the jungle. I love those deep pink wards. That's probably going to live for at least another 5 minutes. 5 minutes, 15, 30.
People who might not live for another 5 minutes is both of these bot lanes getting pretty explosive here and forcing the summoner spells out of Vierte, who is going down in CS, but not down in a crazy amount here. Obviously, if you're unable to spell shield this poke effectively or CS from a safe distance, it's going to be a lot of poke from a Varus Zyra. We saw the Ashe Zyra last game, which is so much constant damage. We do get a tower plate here, and Oopsie's going to take a little bit extra as Lil Wayne trying to just poke away this Leona, trying to get him basically out of lane so they have constant fire to ward. Master Yi is around. Is he clearing that ward, though?
No.
He's just standing there. Okay. I'm aware, looking for the kill. Does get a lot of damage onto the Ankle Collector. Might just be enough as a flash away is going to keep him safe. And
there's going to be fights in the bot lane.
they're going to see Keep the Dream. Keep the Dream actually spots out these two people. Is immediately going to ult. And someone you don't know is now getting stunned up and CC out of his mind. They're able to actually pick him up before he's able to use his ultimate. And a nice move from Way Too Large to do enough damage to pick up the kill onto the Master Yi. Leona follows. A great teleport here from Hyde and Shroud to get him over the wall. And Way Too Large is just too far away. A good shutdown onto the Lissandra means that this fight actually goes 2 for 2.
So the Ornn is dishing out some damage on the top lane, getting some plates. Gangplank did have that clutch ult to at least help slow down and let them live, but this Ornn is going to get a little bit of a gold lead here.
Yeah, and unfortunately, because of the way the wards work, they actually didn't know Master Yi was there before Master Yi knew they were there. So he pops his ult and immediately starts going in. He did that because he had the sweeper on. You could see them all there. He opted not to clear the other ward. If you start clearing a ward that is blocked. So wards, when you have a control ward next to it, there's no vision for that other ward. It blocks it out. But if you start to clear it, they get vision of you clearing it. So he opted not to clear it, which made sure that they didn't have vision of him at any point. And so it was basically a surprise attack if it had not been. If they had known he was there, I think that fight goes very differently. Someone you don't know gets the ultimate off. I think they get at least 3 kills there.
Yeah. Definitely some big brain plays. Bot lane is looking, pretty. Umbral Glaive on. I always forget his name.
Yeah, he's clearing a lot of wards, trying to create the attacks for his team. His team is going to start doing so much damage to Way Too Large. He doesn't have the ultimate up. And a nice kill from someone you don't know. He's traded back, though. Junglers are going to die respectively. And someone you don't know doesn't realize he's in the passive of Lissandra, which is so much damage. But here comes his ultimate, which is even more. Hyde and Shroud is going to pop the stopwatch, but is also going to fall to the Flame Spitters. Rumble picks up their second kill of the game. Great flash. The Nimbus Cloak gives the move speed to get away from those barrels. And Ornn is going to get more damage onto this top tower now because of the roam.
Well, you know what they say. Takes 2 to tango.
Takes 2 to tango. Don't ever forget that. I can't believe Hampton is so... You know what's crazy? Hamsters, we talked about this last night. Hamsters cost more than that website does for 2 years. Think about that one.
If anyone's thinking about buying a hamster, I think I know a better
Don't
use of
buy
your
a
money.
hamster. Right. Buy that website first.
Good damage on the top lane. Fail.
So aggressive. Oh, he missed that. He spent his animation doing the Q to try to slow that Gangplank down, and he actually missed the recontact on the ult. But seeing him connecting on the ult, a great ult from Leona is going to lock someone you don't know in place, and this Gangplank is actually secretly going to leash the dragon for Cloud9 as they pick up their second Drake of the game. And this is exactly how Cloud9 wants the game to go. They haven't given up an equal objective. They've only given up, they haven't given up any towers, and they've actually got themselves a tower here in the mid lane. So all the momentum in their favor. They're the ones who have the mid game advantage, and we're about to get right into the middle of mid game in about 5 minutes. So if they can steamroll that into a few more towers and a few more dragons, I really can't see Pace Chasers taking this one.
Cloud9 definitely with the early lead. Each lane is ahead too. So two of the 3 kills for Pace Chasers are on this Yi, who will obviously do a lot of damage late game. The problem is they have to get to the late game.
Yeah. They've got to get all the way there. And we talked about the clock.
Not halfway.
Not halfway. They got to get all the way there. The clock, 5K ahead for Cloud9. Looking really, really sharp. Looking for picks. They're doing a great job of warding in this bot side river. We talked about it last game. When you can control this area, you can really control and dictate how the team fights go around Dragon, because you're not the one risking your position to ward. Right? You're keeping your position how you want it. You're keeping your people that you want up front. You're keeping the people you want in back and safe in the back. However, if Gangplank and Yi start to get together way too large, it's really going to start to punish this here. They're looking like bullies. They're bullies. They're mean people. That one was mean to watch.
It's mean because they got no wards in their jungle. They had no idea where they were.
No idea where they were, and they actually had wards all over that blue buff there. They were all ready for it. The Flash W is going to connect and hide in Shroud, and that's going to be another kill as they ultimate down in the mid lane to Angle Collector, running for their life right now. Just trying to get far enough away, and a good barrel, I think, will ensure their safety. Sivir's down in CS. Master Yi is down in CS. The top lane is down in CS pretty substantially too. Oh, and this is going to be a few more kills, and I think a mid lane tower as Master Yi is going to get popped, rocked, and dropped back to the shop. Ooh. You know what? An expert play from Cloud9, knowing that there's 3 people who need to go all in, who play super teamfighting, are going to. They played it super well. Kayn, Horn, Rumble are so hard to deal with when they have more gold than you in this mid-game period. I think they did an excellent job, and they kept their bot lane jammed in. So nobody could go back and help defend that mid lane without basically giving up the tower. Leona has to be there so they can't dive. Sivir has to be there so they can wave clear effectively. I think that they put these people in such a tricky spot, and speaking of tricky spots, Sivir just got sent back to the pad.
Speaking of tricky spots, there's one. It's tricky.
It is tricky. I think Cloud9 knows how to deal with them after watching last game. They're like, hey, Udyr was running house, taking all these objectives. He was ahead. He could not step behind him. Speaking of getting ahead, Leona got a little ahead of herself, but I think actually Var's going to have to leave her to the fishes as Lissandra picks up a kill of her own. And Sylphie almost dies and might die to this Q right here. Just misses. Actually trying to trade both of them onto it. It's another traded kill as someone you don't know is just looking for all the damage that he can get on to keep the dream. A good job walking back into his flame horizon.
What's not a flame horizon?
I remember. If you didn't say anything, nobody in chat would have remembered what it was.
Anyone
It's late.
who's been
It's late.
playing-
Who knows what Rumble's ult is? I don't know what Rumble's ult is. I'm tired. We're low budget. I didn't pay to know.
Does anyone in chat know what an actual flame horizon is?
I know what that is. I don't know what Rumble's ult is, though.
Alright.
When you get 100 CS more than your opponent. Yeah.
Alright, but you ruined it. I'm trying to have an interactive stream here. Alright, I'm turning off chat. You ruined it. I'm not even a moderator, but I'll find a way. But yeah, Cloud9 was definitely very down. They definitely realized that last game they had a few things they could have adjusted to close out that game much earlier, and they're doing that.
They're making those adjustments. They're shutting down the super powerful jungler, and they didn't have the priority in the other lanes to rotate to them. They are able to take the tower down. Now Sylphie is in way too deep. Does get some pretty good stun down, but they are going to hit the stun onto the Fierte, and Lil Wayne is going to fight that Lissandra again down in the bot lane. That's a good rotation from them, and actually Master Yi is down there too, able to... He's going to try to get this dragon, I think, right now. That could be a very unique way to get back into this game here.
Yep.
But if they sacrifice an inhibit 1830, it's not a good idea.
Hey, I thought you said there's actually a small brain play where you take inhib before 20 minutes. Is that correct?
So taking before 20 minutes is fine. Taking before 1730 is not.
Oh, okay.
And because you give your opponents extra minions to catch up on, that's more experience, it's more gold. And if they're able to kite back into it, there's no major objective for you to take, assuming you've taken the dragon in around 16, 17 minutes, and then gotten the inhib, which is when the best, like, if you're playing it, everyone goes for dragon as it comes up kind of thing. That's when it would be up the third one. So there's no major objective for you to take while the inhib's down, other than the other side of the map, which they probably can split pressure to somewhat defend. So you let basically their carries catch up, get more gold, and then the inhib spawns right when Baron comes. So then you lose a lot of that pressure that you just had, and now they can actually match you 5v5. And speaking of matching, Lil Wayne running for his life in this match, trying to get away from this red buff that he was trying to steal.
Okay, Pace Chaser's only chance right now is to take as much CS and farm where they can, stop the bleeding. They haven't cracked the base yet.
Look at all these wards. Look at all these wards he's finding.
Yeah, it's pretty gross.
So much warding, so much warding. A really great job from Cloud9 to keep up all of that warding pressure. And Orange just gonna always say, get the heck away. I want this tower not to go down for a while. Can you please stop it? But look at that blue buff. Look at blue buff's wards, though. They're in the bushes. They're just so... That one ward has been there for the last 2 blue buffs. They know every time he's on it, they've roamed up to fight him. He's going to ward it this time. He saved the pink for it. He says, no way am I getting killed with this one.
Takes a pink to see a pink. What if that were true? What if you could only see pink wards with other pink?
It used to be true. Pink wards used to be invisible.
Oh, that's right. Hey,
Yeah.
remember when mana potions were a thing?
Everyone remembers the good old days of mana potions. The Angle Collector reminiscing on those good old days as he's going to get caught out right now. And this could be a large amount of poke. A nice ultimate is going to drop so much more damage onto them. We see them ticking down on the left side, but it is going to be a cooldown used and no kill gotten, so...
The Hydra is in this bot lane now. I think he needs to join his team. He's not going to do anything down there.
He wants to make sure that it's pushed out enough, and what he's doing right now is making sure it's pushing in his favor, which I don't think it actually is. I think it's actually pushing in Cloud9's favor still before he joins, so they can't rotate after this kill if they get anything mid lane. He's actually going to go right into the back line. He's looking for some good picks on him. He's going to ult himself, which is what he needs to do, and they are going to be able to turn this fight for the better, but Cloud9 has too much gold, and as soon as everybody is there from their fight, they're going to pick up 3 kills. It's going to be a 4-for-1 now, and way too large is going to fall, so only a 4-for-2, and Gangplank is alive.
Taking the sneaky key. Oh, he's getting really
Fights
low.
going on here.
Yeah, they can probably take this down. Death timers are about 10 seconds to 15 seconds, so they should be able to take this. Oh, they don't have the wave. They're not
They
pushing
don't have
for
the
it.
way. They're also not pushing, like...
Yeah.
I think they actually could have killed him.
Mhm.
They have an Ocean Drake as well, so they are going to back up, basically. So, honestly, all in all, that was expertly held from the side of Pace Chasers. It looked really, really good. They were able to hold basically the game out for another extended period of time. The big thing is you need to drop somebody in the bot lane with teleport. You need to drop Ankle Collector in the bot lane with teleport. His ult needs to come up soon. He needs to be able to interact with the fight that is going to happen at Baron inevitably, but he needs to be able to hard push that bot lane. You can send Bliss there because she has really fast wave clear, but she needs to be in that fight to start it. We saw her start the last fight, and honestly, for fighting outside of tower range, that's about as good as it's going to go when you're down 10k gold at 22 minutes. I mean, they actually held it together in that fight. A 4-for-2 isn't bad. You didn't get aced, you didn't lose inhib tower, and you didn't lose inhib, and then you also didn't lose inhib tower, so a really good hold. So she's got to be around the area that you're fighting at.
Yep, Dragons just got to be on the back of their mind. It's a minute 30, and it is Soul for Cloud9. So they need to start pushing up at least a little bit to get some vision in their bottom side jungle.
Yeah, but they just have no turrets at this point, and there's so many abilities to get these picks, to find them, and to finish them off like that. The scoreline goes to 6-20, and Cloud9 looking a lot more dominant this game than they did last game. They've kind of figured out how they want to play. And they're looking for this tower. Way Too Large is in a little deep, though. He's going to get the Sivir ult in response to make sure she stays alive. But I don't think you can push in without something here. I mean, look at all the clear they have. They're going to drop it all. They're going to start to rotate to bot.
That's true. At least get a little bit of gold. Oh, 2 unfortunate tower hits on Dank Collector. But
he will at least get a tower, though. That's the first tower of the game. Needed. It's necessary. Hidden Shroud has their ultimate here. Master Yi is going to come on in with their ult. I think you're going to see an ult drop. They do, but the flash over the wall does go through. And Hidden Shroud now doesn't have as much safety. He's going to have to start to back up. As here comes Way Too Large.
It's 2 ults away from Pace Tasters, so they need to be very careful in case Cloud9 decide they want to go for this fight and just sweep it right here. But it looks like they are backing up for the Dragon.
I'm going to say something about Pace Tasters. It might not be right. But I think that they start playing expert League of Legends once they're last
sounds like a team I know, but yeah, keep going.
No, like seriously, they start to really pick it up and play better when they're behind. Like for some reason they come in too relaxed, too not really in the game. Their head isn't in the game. And then 15 minutes hits, and it looks like Cloud9 is going to run train on them and end in 22. And now we're here at 25 minutes, and yes, they have Soul, but they haven't lost an inhib. They're holding out the best they can. I still don't think they're going to be able to turn around and win this game, but if they come into the game with how they start playing at 10 minutes, I think a lot of these games are going to be different. If they came into that last game and didn't get picked off in the mid lane, if they didn't get picked off in the other areas where they didn't opt to use their flashes, and they didn't give those early leads to this comp that needed it, they could have absolutely won that last game. They had so much pressure. This game, they got caught in the jungle a couple times. They didn't start warding in their jungle. They didn't respect the fact that the communication on Cloud9 is really, really good. And so they're getting picked off early, and then all of a sudden someone was like, oh, let's make that hamster run faster in our heads. Like, let's do this. You know, let's pop it off. Let's figure it out. Okay, we need people to split in this area. We need our wave clear here. We need to engage over the wall and pick off the characters that we can. All of a sudden, they're playing a lot better, and there's so much more behind them.
Yep.
So,
see, I'd be really curious. I definitely want to get at least one person in from Pace Tasters, for a post-game chat. I'd be curious how the drafting works, because what you just described about coming on a little bit later in the game sounds a lot like their drafts are not it's not like they came in and be like, hey, we now draft these 5 champions or these 4 and then 1 flag. It seems like it's very reactive drafting. It takes a little while to run.
Speaking of reacting, everybody is reacting to this fight as Hidden Shroud is going to run away from someone you don't know, and it's going to be a turret traded in the bot lane. So it is a 4v5 over here at Baron, and Gangplank is doing what he needs to do. He is splitting as much as he can, and it looks like all 5 of them are going to say, okay, we're going to get Baron, we're going to have Ocean Drake, and we're going to probably try to run it down mid as soon as we can. Yes, we're going to lose to the tower bottom, but it's not the end of the world. We can still do this. We can still create the chances. I don't think Master Yi can even get remotely close to that Baron. But Lissandra goes in and is unable to steal it. A good smite from Way Too Large. Practicing good summoner spell etiquette.
So I do like the attempt. It definitely puts the onus on this Gangplank, this Leona and Sivir to hold with a 4 strong mid. It can be a 5 strong mid when this Ornn TP's in, which I expect them to.
I liked what you said too though about the draft with Pace Tasters. Pace Tasters love the 1-3-1 compositions. They weren't able to pull it off in these, and I think draft affected it a little bit. I think their draft this game wasn't so much the issue, although they didn't really have the mid-game carry. Lissandra wasn't really in the position to do it as they're starting to get pushed in here in the middle. A nice opening from Gangplank. He's going to slow down that pressure onto them, and this Queen Zeus is already done, as well as the jungle item on Master Yi, so he can actually start to do damage if he doesn't get locked down in this team fight. They're gonna poke and poke and poke and basically just wait for these ults to be back up. Thorn has his ult. Kayn has his ult. Varus is up. Zyra's up in about 4 seconds. We're gonna look to try to end off of these waves in the mid lane. The other lanes are pushing. They're unable to go around.
With Ocean Soul and Baron, that's a
They
very
can just stay.
mean-
They can just stay here and heal all the way up.
Yeah.
Good poke damage. The Anger Collector. On the side of Pace Station, they can just walk back to the base if they're able to rotate at the right times around Gangplank and Sivir cooldowns. Heal up.
He's on the
Way too large, but
backside.
maybe a little bit too deep. Is a nice move from Hiding Shroud. He's going to die before she able to get called off. And so far, it's going to be a 1-for-2 as Master Yi is trying to shred the back line. Is unable to get any kills, and he's going to die himself. I think that means Cloud9 is going to take game 2 as the Ankle Collector healing just to save his life, and Sylphie realizing that she's just a tank and she can't do the damage to clear these minions by herself. A dominant performance from Cloud9 in game 2. I think, honestly, not at all a bad showing from K-State. The scoreline won't reflect it. I know we talked about the scoreline not reflecting how good Hidden Shroud was on Syndra in game 1. I think the scoreline in this one doesn't reflect how much they came online. They pushed that game an extra 6-7 minutes in my mind from how the start went. So I think that was really good from them.
No, it's a great game all around. Obviously, great showing from Cloud9, starting the season 2-0. Pace Taster's definitely a solid team. I think they got to have a little bit more communication, and then the draft in the second game wasn't bad by any means. We discussed that, but they needed to figure out, what their win condition was and how they can draft in order to, figure that out.
As well as props to Cloud9 for figuring out, okay, how are we going to lose? If we fall behind early to this Yi, if this Yi starts to power farm and can turn some Rift Herald plays. So they played around invading Yi as much as possible, and really good communication from Way Too Large and someone you don't know, going into the jungle constantly, getting those deep wards in and keeping really good track of Master Yi. Clearly shown that he's clearly a threat. Guys, if you are able to come in for an interview, we will gladly pull you on in. Anyone from either team, just send me a DM or a message here on stream, and join the community. I'll pull you right on up to talk about the last game. I'm also losing my voice, so I think Mr. Prezi is going to ask the majority of the questions.
All right, so Way Too Large says he is here. Is he in? He is in the community. Can we
I'm
pull
pulling him on up, and welcome to the stream, Way Too Large. I think you guys played excellently. Congratulations on the 2-0. How are you guys feeling?
We're feeling pretty good. We were just kind of clowning around, as we do. Having a blast. Drinking some Bud Light.
Nice. Clowns, that's your favorite drink. Everybody knows that. Maybe a coriander, a nice ice cold one. You guys like to play this deathball-y comp we saw in both games, really. But game 2, you really kind of kicked it up. You played a lot better, a lot more solid, a lot more fluid in game 2. Was there any kind of comms going on in between game 1 and game 2 that's like, hey, here's what we need to do different in this game to win and make it look more convincing?
So we got a coach. I'm going to say there was the coach carrying us. He watched all of game 1, and he came in and he coached us up for game 2, and we changed up a little bit how we wanted to play. And as you can see, it paid off. We played a little bit more aggressive. I wasn't on such a slow champ, and that me and someone just kind of bullied the enemy jungler.
Definitely, I would say bully. I even referred to you guys being bullies on stream. If you want to watch it back, I do insult you. It's with the word bully. The other thing I want to talk about is you guys were able to watch these guys a little bit in some preseason scrims. I'm not sure. Did you have the pleasure of actually scrimming against this team at all?
I don't think we've scrimmed them, no. I did quickly watch the scrim that was streamed, though.
Yeah, okay. So you guys had seen them. Obviously, you guys are a team that I have a lot of players that have been around a little bit. So you and someone you don't know, and I'm a whale, have all definitely had game time, and we've seen you guys scrim other teams, whether or not they were streamed. How do you guys feel about how you're going to do? Do you have any fighting words for people in the Economy League?
Well, when we make it to the finals, I'm gonna have a full clown mask on. So that's what I'm gonna say. We'll be in finals. We're
All
ready.
Ooh.
All right.
So they're gonna have to bring their A game.
You're gonna have to bring your A game to bring down Clown9, guys. You heard it. Thank you so much, Way Too Large. You looked really good on that Mumu. You looked even better on the Kane. I hope you have good luck for the rest of the season.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
No problem. Guys, we are just about to wrap up. If anybody from Pace Tasters is interested in hopping on in community, I can pull you on up. I thought you guys played really, really well, and here's what I'm going to say. After 12 minutes, I think all of you guys have had enough sips of coffee, and all of a sudden you're playing better than ever before. If you have those sips of coffee before the game, that's a 2-0 series, Pace Tasters, no doubt. Maybe change a little bit in the draft from give yourself maybe an early game pressure jungler. Udyr did a great job in game 1 being that, providing really crazy Rift Herald plays, constantly pressuring around the map, and basically dominating the game early. So I think keep the dream. It was a great pickup for the Pace Tasters. I'm excited to see what he can do in the future. And I think this team, give it a couple weeks, are going to start to really look like a dominant team in the league as well.
Yep. I would love to talk to Hyde and Shroud, but realistically, anyone who wants to talk, from that team, join in. One thing I just want to say is you did get 0-2 first week. It's rough. Remember, we're playing this game so we can have fun. You're playing with friends, I assume. You guys had an amazing showing. Everyone loved watching you. I loved casting this. I really look forward to playing you guys in the weeks upcoming. Keep at it. We're low budget here. No one's expecting anyone to 1v1 Faker, although I could, but just have a good time.
I think I could get Faker on stream to 1v1 you.
Okay, do it.
And if you 1v1 him, I don't know, what do we do?
I don't think we'd be low budget anymore, right?
I think it would be a lot higher budget if you 1v1 Faker. Ooh. Do we have any
hamsters? No, I don't have.
Well, we don't have
$7.
1750. That's obvious.
Yeah.
I am talking to the Ankle Collector, who is the captain of the side of Pace Tasters right now, and he's going to send me over Hyde and Shroud, which is who we wanted to talk up to. Honestly, Hyde and Shroud trying to make it happen in these last couple of games. Obviously, also pulling out a bunch of bans against him I'm gonna say this all again in a couple of seconds, so I'm gonna wait till I pull in Hyde and Shroud from the community. They have just joined us. You went 0-2 in your first game of LBLCS. How do you feel? How are the comms right now?
Hi, how are you?
Hey.
Comms, we're kind of rebuilding a little bit, kind of talking about our mistakes and what we could have done better. One of us was just not mentally there. He's pretty sick, so he was kind of just trying to muscle through it.
Sure.
So we understood that, and then we have to go over comp issues as well.
Sure.
We're still pretty. Go ahead.
I think that you guys drafted really solid 1-3-1 comps both games. Obviously, you as a player individually pulled a lot of ban presence. I think you got banned out 3 champions in game 2, and you obviously that Akali is basically a perma ban against you. Your name, you might want to change that name. So I'm going to tell you a story about season 1 and season 2 in the LBLCS. We had a player called Alawi Wowie.
Oh god.
Okay.
I can only imagine.
One trick Alawi player. If got Alawi, carried the game by himself. Now changed his name. He's named I'm a Leap. It's a different name, and Alawi gets banned less often against him. Now he doesn't always pick it. He plays more for the team and everything now.
Of course,
he had
I
to.
understand.
But he will still take it, and he will still show dominance on that. So I'm not saying you should, but maybe a Discord picture change and and a name change.
Nah. Honestly, I'm trying to get better at other champions, so it's pretty much it's a free ban for us, and I don't mind it because it forces me onto other champs.
Absolutely, and to be honest, you looked really, really good in that Syndra. I said on stream, your scoreline did not reflect how important your stuns were. You were 1-7, but you made it so that your Varus stayed alive probably 6 or 7 times with stuns. You pushed a Mumu off constantly. You pushed Galio off constantly. You kept your team as safe as possible with the kit you had, and I think that it was clearly a good showing, as well as your showing on Lissandra. I mean, knowing to go over the wall at that one point where they were pushing in. They hadn't yet cracked the base, but they were trying to. And starting a fight was brave, to say nonetheless, but also was the right move.
Go ahead. Yeah, I considered that like one of those, what is it, like 30, 70 like percent plays where like you know that you're down, so you have to make those plays that might not work, but if they do, it kind of turns it around. So we were kind of saying like, hey, we can try something here, and try we did. Well,
and try you will, and I'm glad that the first thing that was going through comms was you guys discussing the problems. It's always it's never bad to lose. It's never ever bad to lose. Obviously, it doesn't feel as good as winning, but losing makes you understand your mistakes. It makes you better at the game. And I think you guys are going to talk about those comps, talk about, hey, we didn't really have anything super strong early. You guys picked really good wave clear and really strong late game, but you didn't have anything that pushed you into that. You had no transition.
Yeah, we realized that like after the game, we kind of pointed it out and we're like, oh yeah, that's kind of an issue. So then like, yeah, exactly like you said, we had nothing to transition us into that game. In the middle of the game, we were like, okay, if we make it through this and we get to like 20, 25 minutes more or less, like we'll start winning the fights, but we just weren't able to get there.
Definitely. Guys, I think that you did a great job. Chat go here. Thanks, someone. Way to sneak into the stream there. I think you guys did a really great job turning it on like 12 minutes into the game too. I think you really understood your win conditions better, and I think you just said it like after draft and into the game a little bit, like you started to talk about your comp more. That's always important to do, even if you already know the goal of your comp. It's just talk about how it feels into the other composition. What should you be doing in general? I hope you guys have a better week 2. An even better week 3 and an even better week 4, and you guys just continue to improve and challenge your opponents the same way you really challenge these guys to find a way to play against you. Obviously, they're not going to invade every jungler and bully them the same way. They respected the heck out of that Udyr and were like, okay, this Udyr is scary. He took like 3 in his last game. We got to deal with him from minute 1.
I felt like I had Trick 2G on my team. I was just doing my thing, and I look at the map. I'm like, oh, that's 2 towers down, chilling. All right. Oh, he's running away from them through the whole map. Okay.
he's out. He's safe. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Because do you have anything to say to any Paste Taster fans out there?
We're gonna go hit the flex queues and all that, and we're gonna practice up, and then we'll be back better in week 2.
Come back swole and ready for more in week 2. Thank you so much for coming on the stream, man.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
Have a good night. Guys, that's going to be it over here at the LBLCS, and Mr. Prezi is going to say one last thing, and I'm going to say it with him because he's an expert dancer. And on 3, it's 1, 2, 3. It takes 2 to tango. You are so rude. I typed to you what you had to say. He had a script. He had a script the whole time, and he didn't even use the script. You are a monster. You upset the heck out of me. I am so